If we had, yes, donate to the school, $ FDMG school on your Cash App. 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 If you need to mail in your donation, make it payable to the FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634. P.O. Box 9634. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. That is Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. We appreciate $1, but we would rather have 10. We appreciate $20, but we would rather have 50. We appreciate $50, but we would rather have 100. We appreciate $100, but we would rather have 200. We're trying to renovate a school, brothers and sisters. We're trying to renovate a school. We're not fixing a flat tire. We're not fixing a flat tire. We're not opening up a penny candy shop. We're not selling water ices, okay? We're not selling hot dogs. We're renovating a school. Do you understand? Do you understand? So please, brothers and sisters, give what you can. We're building an institution, okay? Trying to give our children a chance that we didn't have. That's what we're doing. I don't have to pin it because I done already told you what it is. Don't be lazy. $ FDMG school. Don't be lazy. $ FDMG school. Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning on in. Welcome to another live stream here. Cook Quartet's Undefeated. Just want to state the spirit of gratitude is very important. Umar does not have that. Let's be thankful. Let's be grateful. Cook Quartet's Undefeated. Let's go.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming.
Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's 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 coming. Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's twerking.
All right. Yeah, it's not coming. It's not coming. And when I wrote that song, I knew it wasn't coming. I wrote that song such a long time ago. My wife is still cooking. She's looking good. She's looking so good. Got on some short shorts. That's what I'm saying. Women, when y'all do that, y'all wrong. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning on in. We're going to get right on into where we left off yesterday with the most recent Umar Johnson interview. I want to thank everyone for tuning on in. I want to thank everyone who's been supportive of the YouTube page. I have to say that I still get people who complain about the length of these live streams. I did try to do shorter videos, but then people complain about that. There's people who complain about the super chats and me taking the time to thank people. They said it just takes longer. Well, that's just what I'm going to do. That's the right thing to do. Remember when Sister Avanti had sent, what did she send Umar? $10? Was it $10? And then Umar says, thank you. I know that's all you had. It's probably barely had that. Next time, make it 20. That's not the spirit of appreciation. And I'm really big on that. You have to appreciate your blessings, and you should thank people when they decide to bless you. And Umar, he doesn't have that. He feels entitled to other people's money. I've never seen Umar really express genuine appreciation for the people who've sent him millions of dollars at this point. I'm not going to do that. Okay. Now, I'm not saying people send me $1 million. What I'm saying is that if someone sends me whatever they during the live stream, a super sticker, super chat, I'm going to take the time to thank people. So I've tried my best to try to accommodate people because they want shorter videos or they would prefer me not pause the video as much. Well, I've told people this for many years. If you want to watch these videos straight through without any pauses, well, go find them on, you can find them on YouTube. You can go to Umar's Instagram page. Some of them are on Facebook, although all of his live streams are off of Facebook, because Facebook, they deleted all lives, old live streams, but I still have all that downloaded. You can go and do that. Don't complain to me about it. Don't do that. It's just, it's in my opinion, it's disrespectful. But the other thing is that it shows a lack of appreciation. If you don't decide to show up because you don't like the format, I'm not going to really miss you. I'm not saying it to be disrespectful, but we have plenty of people inside these live streams. In fact, this year has been the best year for me on YouTube by far. The numbers, fantastic. Okay, I'm so very grateful for that. But if you want to complain, don't complain to me. Just, you have other options. Go on and exercise those options. If you need more options, let me know. I'll give you some more. Okay, all right. Thank you all again for tuning on in. Let's get right on into the video where we left off yesterday. We didn't make much progress, but yesterday's show was absolutely phenomenal. It was hilarious. Good Chat's undefeated. Y'all was cutting up in there. Lex became a member. Thank you so much, Lex. I appreciate it. Kale says, honor and Cookie Crush Chat's undefeated. That's right, undefeated. I've never seen a chat room like this in all my years on YouTube, and it's a fantastic place. We have a really good time. I think that's another thing, not to get sidetracked, but that's another thing is I think people get it misconstrued. It's a misconception that the reason why we come at this point is because we want to watch Umar videos. No, that's not the case. We come for the enjoyment and the camaraderie and the entertainment value, and it's we have a good time in here. I mean, I have a wonderful time in here. In the Cook Crush Chat, the how the Cook Crush Chat operates. If y'all didn't show up and y'all wasn't goofing off, I wouldn't be here. Okay, I have a good time. My wife, she'll tell you. Okay, so I just want people to be clear about that. Umar's more like the jump off. We kind of use him and his foolishness to kind of get it going, but ultimately it's about the Cookie Crush Chat. I think people have a misconception. Now, years ago, yeah, it was about Umar and it was about FDMG and the school scam. These days, it's kind of about that, but I've already done all the research. I have all of the receipts. I can go off the top of my head and just give you receipt after receipt, and I can pull stuff up too. So the research phase of this is pretty much done. So this it's a different dynamic. Okay, so I think people have misconceptions. Now, you go back years ago, it was a lot more different. I wasn't all goofy either. Cook Crush Chat, we was all serious and stuff like that. At this point, I don't take Umar seriously in terms of what he says. Okay, I give my analysis, and I also provide receipts to prove time and time again that ultimately this FDMG project is nothing more than a scam. But that's not really why we're here at this point. We're here because we have a good time. Okay, and that's perfectly fine in my opinion. Okay, thank you so much, Kales, and Cook Crush Chat's undefeated. Serena says, I couldn't watch last night. I can't believe I missed the bean-eating bear huggers. that was a couple of months. That was about a month ago, where someone said something about a bean-eating bear hugger, and then someone emailed me and told me that they got that from Sanford and Sons, and I remember, yeah, that is from Sanford and Sons, because one of the characters used to say that. Suspicious how Umar said he was ready for occupancy, then he falls out and disappears. Yeah. He's been talking about the certificate of occupancy for years now. I have it in my notes. That's another thing. I think people, I've done so much research that I'm entitled to have some fun. Okay. I've done extensive research on this. I'm still doing some, but I've done it over the years. I'm entitled to have some fun. So we get here, we have a good time. Another thing is comedy and humor. It's subjective. So some people get it, some people don't. If you don't, then get to getting it. It's no big deal. Suspicious how Umar said he was ready for occupancy, then he falls out and disappears. Yeah, he's been talking about that for years now. And he's been in hiding more recently because of everything that's been going on. We've talked about this over and over again. And that's Umar. He has Sister Lene explained this in the first interview that I did with her a couple of months ago. And it was huge. That Umar has an avoidance personality. What that means is that he avoids things that need to be done. He lets it accumulate until it's at the last second. Then he tries to figure out a way. Then he blames everyone else as to why things are where they're at. And it's so true. When she explained that, that's when things clicked in my mind as to really understand why this FDMG project is where it was, what it has become, why Umar's life is where it's at. Everything started to click in my mind. He has an avoidance personality. Instead of dealing with things directly right on time, right with expediency, Umar doesn't do that. He's irresponsible. He'll let things linger until they get to this worst point, and then he tries to fix it, but he doesn't know how. Then he blames everyone else. So anyway, this is the thing with Umar right now. It's avoidance. It's not just right now. It's been been for the last couple of months. It's avoidance. He'll take a shot every once in a while. He did because he did that recently with Lene, but he didn't say her name, right? But he hasn't come back online either on a live stream. That's telling in and of itself. Remember, the most recent thing was allegedly he fainted. I believe it. Okay, it's alleged at this point, but I believe it. But he hasn't come out and done a video to address that. Okay, he has an avoidant personality, right? Okay, thank you, Sarita. And again, he disappeared. Right? That's what Umar does. Thank you, Sarita. User student advisor, check. Should I call Umar Johnson and cuss him out in Cantonese? Don't do that. No. We don't condone any of that type of behavior. I never told people to go at Umar or nothing like that. But Umar's done that and told his followers to go at me and so forth and so on. Thank you, user C25. Okay, let me get through this real quick. Okay, Miranda says, "Hey, Cook at Lenon, let go my echo." All right, let's go. All right, thank you so much, Miranda. And we're gonna get there. CJ says the Black conscious space is just a giant bamboozle that preys on the intellectually, emotionally, and financially vulnerable. I agree with that. And I would the caveat I would add to this is that the online version of the Black conscious space that historically that has been the case. There are grassroots organizations, and I'm not saying that they're perfect, but within the quote unquote Black conscious space where they actually do good work and they're doing fantastic and they're really helping people and they're not out here to try to scam and scheme like Umar, Polite, Jay Morrison, etc. I've talked about this at length. When I came up in the Black conscious space, that was back in 1994. You know, I started wearing dashikis and reading all the books, but it wasn't online. It wasn't like that. I was in college, and then we would go up to Cal State Long Beach, and there would be speaking engagements there with different people in Los Angeles. I remember Ashwa Kwesi, those types of people. It was a lot different. It was grassroots. You get to meet people, and then you talk with them, you read books, and you kind of go over stuff. These days, it's not like that. It's like a free-for-all on the internet. And as a consequence, there are a lot of people who are vulnerable intellectually. That's why when I hear people say, yeah, Umar's talking that conscious, he's real conscious. No, he's not. What's what you guys talking about? Emotionally, Umar preys upon the emotions of Black people. I think the perpetual victimhood is an aspect of that he always preaching. Women and single mothers and the fears about their sons. So that's emotional manipulation, but that's because he's preying on their emotional vulnerability. And then, of course, financial vulnerability. You know, Umar knows, I gave an example yesterday where he was telling people that they can pay for stuff using food stamps. If the internet didn't exist, Umar wouldn't have that type of platform to do that. And then if people like the Danza Project or the whatever, I can't remember what this video we're gonna get today, this brother's YouTube page is, if they didn't have Umar on, Breakfast Club, etc., he wouldn't have a platform at all. I mean, he can be on Instagram, what have you, but a lot of his followers come from being, him being on shows like the Breakfast Club, so forth and so on. It's a different time and space. So thank you, CJ, for suggest. I appreciate it. OD says, I love these 7 o'clock live streams because I'm on the East Coast. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Yeah, most of my viewers are on the East Coast in Philadelphia and in New York. And there's a time difference, of course. But then the other thing is that there's on the analytics show that most of the people who watch my videos, I can't remember what the exact, I think it's from like in between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Something like that, my time. So it's actually better for me to start earlier because I kind of tap into more of the audience who are consistently watching videos. So thank you so much, OD, for super chat. Meow says, hey, Lenon, today's my birthday and I've been watching ever since I got kicked out. What do you mean you got kicked out? You always make my day better with these videos. You got kicked out? No, I'm sorry to hear that. You talking about got kicked out of the house? I hope not. Okay, well, it's your birthday, so let's go ahead. We're gonna sing Meow Town Happy Birthday, everybody. Here we go. Happy birthday to you, meow meow. Happy birthday to you, meow meow. Happy birthday, meow meow. Happy birthday to you. All right. And if you did get kicked out, I hope things get better. All right. Okay. Thank you, Meow Town, for the super chat. Miranda says, right. Cook Quartet really feels like a family comedy show. It is a great time. It is. Also, Meow, if there's anything that we can do, please let us know. Okay. You can always email me. Okay. If you actually got kicked out, I hate to hear stuff like that. I mean, it happens in life, but especially if you're younger. Okay. If there's anything we can do, let us know. Miranda said, yeah, Cook Chat feels like a family comedy show. And it is at this point. And I look at Umar, I look at Umar kind of like a family member, but on the fringe that nobody wants to deal with, but we got to deal with him anyway because he's family. I know that sounds crazy, but I do at this point because I mean I've been watching his videos and I've been analyzing this guy and studying this guy. I've already done one documentary on him. I'm going to do a second. I'm still working on it. Taking forever. My time commitments are crazy though these days too, so it's a lot different. But he's kind of part of I know it sounds weird. He's kind of part of the family at this point, but it's more like, you know, that uncle, the drunk uncle that stay away over there and you don't know nobody really want to deal with him, but we deal with him anyway because we have to. All right, well that's Umar, and yeah, we do have a great time, and it wasn't always like this. You know, it wasn't a comedic, and from those y'all who remember when I first started consistently doing Umar videos, which was consistently in 2019. I was still doing some in 2018, but it wasn't consistent. It was real boring too. You know, it was more like a presentation, at a PowerPoint presentation. You know, I wasn't smiling or anything like that. You know, nothing like that. But it's evolved over time, and we're here to have a good time, right? All right. Thank you so much, Miranda, for the super chat. I appreciate it. And the numbers don't lie, too. So, you know, it works. And speaking of numbers, we already have 880 people in the building. We have 53 likes. There is a poll question. I probably should change that poll question because I had another poll question yesterday. I just forgot what it was. Anybody remember what I said the poll question was going to be for today? The poll question right now is, what is your favorite Umar Johnson nickname? Excuse me. 16% said Big Papa, 27% said Ifatunde 3 times, 14% said Prince Ifatunde, and 43% said Manjaw Maniac. All right. Shout out to Lene Stacks. I don't know if she's here or not, but shout out to Lene Stacks. And we have about 221 likes. Our goal for these live streams is 500. Okay, 500 likes. Thank you, Miranda, for the super chat. I appreciate it. What's up, Black Wolf? Said, Lenon, stop giving a F what folks say. Your original audience, a.k.a. OGs, Cook for Chat, know exactly how the channel rolls. You're right. You're the homie, and I will always support. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you've been around from the beginning, so it has evolved. It's just that I've tried to figure out ways to accommodate as many people as possible, but I think it's actually impossible. I wish there was more that I can do for people. I even thought about doing a video, like do the same interview video like we're doing right now, the interview that we're covering, and just do it with just by myself and just upload it. But that would take way more time. Then I have to edit things down, upload it, and I don't have time like that. So it's not that I don't think about what other people would like. It's just that I've tried different things, and no matter what, there's always someone who wants to complain. I guess you're right. At this point, I shouldn't worry about it. You know. Thanks, Black Wolf. I appreciate you. Okay, and then Black Wolf gifted a membership, so whoever received that, make sure you thank Black Wolf, and thank you for that. Very kind of you. And the Technical Brute says, my favorite Umar nickname is 2 Knuckles Deep. Oh, my Lord. 2 Knuckles Deep and can't take a seat. Okay, we're going to get off of that one right now. We're going to move on that one, okay? What in the world? All right, thank you. Oh, my God. All right. Wait a minute. All right. Boy, that's crazy. Okay. Thank you for the super chat. What in the world? Let's see. User 225 says Umar Johnson's best nickname is Lene's Glove. Poor Umar. Why you guys do him like that? Don't do him like that. Okay. Yeah, I know a lady. I know a lady said, here we go. I know. This chat room, oh my God. Yeah. All right. That's why I got to stay out of there. Okay. And then Tina sent in a super sticker. Thank you so much, Tina. I appreciate that. And then Elaine says, hey, Lenon, hit the 1. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you enjoy the show at any point during this live stream. I appreciate it. Thank you, Elaine, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Okay, let's get into the video. We did good. We're gonna get into it within 20 minutes. Normally it takes us about an hour. How's it going, Isaiah Jackson? Thank you for becoming a member this month. Tidi Veras estás aquí. Thank you so much. And the honorable one, been honorable 85, been around a while too. Contavad and of course Black Wolf Sports Bets in the building as well. Someone Sports says, what did you just say? Let me get out of here. He said Umar the toilet terrorist. Umar be terrorizing these toilets. Okay. Is it just me, or does Umar seem like he stay? Let's not do him like that. I get it, but we're not going. We're gonna be kind. It's true. Okay, it's true. We're gonna be kind, Umar. Thank you, Sir Renor 258. Okay, yeah. The toilet terror. That's perfect. Okay. All right, so we're going to pick it up where we left off yesterday. We stopped at the 40-minute mark. I really want to get through this video today, get through the whole thing. I thought it was only going to be about a 50-minute video, but it's actually closer to 2 hours. So we're going to get right on into this. Thank you guys so much for tuning on, everybody. Again, if at any point you enjoyed this live stream, hit that like button. Our goal is to get to 500. And here we go. This video is from, let's see, October 30th of 2025. Umar was interviewed. At least that's when I downloaded. I think it was before, because I wrote it down. It was the interview occurred prior to October 27th. Okay, but it appeared online on the 30th of last month. Here we go.
Not even getting rid of black people.
Wow. and so, you know, one of the things, and I've seen this, where every time I watch television, I've never seen in recent time a black couple. No. I've seen a black man with a white woman. Yep. I've seen a white woman with a black man.
No, that's not true. What are you talking about? Here we go.
But seeing a black couple together.
See, listen, what are some recent black shows? See, this is what I mean. Here we go. You guys, just paint. You want to paint this because he's setting Umar up for the Snow Bunny rant. Watch. Recent black television. It's not even television shows. Streaming shows. Whatever. Let's see. It says list of current non-traumatic black shows. What in the world? Okay, so here's some right here. Something called Starting Five, Beauty and the Bester. Are these current? Because I don't watch TV. I don't know if this is new or yeah. Well, this it was updated on the in 2025. This list October 3rd, 2025. Alan, well, that's a documentary. Black action shows Paradise, Ironheart, black reality shows Power Moves with Shaquille O'Neal, House of Fire, comedy shows Loot, The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, Churchy, Damascus. I would think that Churchy has some black couples in it. Here's black drama shows Bad Influencer, Reasonable Doubt, The Family Business, Cross Borders, The Shy, All's Fair, Grits. Grits. Umar, no, you watched that one. There's documentaries too. Also, black comedy shows Abbott Elementary, Miss Pat Settles It, Tyler Perry's House of Pain, black reality show Sherry, Tamron Hall Show, The Real Housewives of Potomac, Love and Marriage, Huntsville, black drama show Sisters, Watson, SWAT, All American. You mean to tell me not one of these shows got a black couple in it? Beyond the Gates. All right. Again, I don't watch, but I think that this is a bunch of bull job, to be honest with you. Y'all let me know in the chat room. Here we go.
It's like hard. It's like hard to see.
When you have mice in the home, and you just killing off individual mice,
yeah,
you're gonna be fighting them forever.
Yeah,
you gotta.
Umar's projecting right here. Well, I tell you,
find the queen. You gotta find that. The nest,
yeah.
And you got to rid yourself of the nest. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting them all together.
Yeah.
In its refinement, white supremacy has gotten to a
commercials
point where we.
Yeah, is he talking about commercials? Let me see.
Race brothers and sisters bastards.
Yeah.
Because as a Pan Africanist, I accept them. You understand me? I got heroes who were mixed race. I got no issue with mixed race, right?
Yeah.
When I speak of bastardization, I'm speaking publicly, politically, from the white man's perspective.
I haven't watched that.
Before we can get
I haven't watched any of this. Let me go look that up. Beyond the Gates. It sounds interesting.
Here we go again. Refinement.
Yeah.
Make the American Negro no longer look like the American Negro. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell Snow Bunny love to black children through the commercials, the sitcoms, the movies. If we sell it.
Hey, he's talking about the sitcoms, the movies, and the commercials. I've seen commercials with black couples too. So I don't know what they're talking about. Whatever.
Enough Snow Bunny love to black children, they'll no longer want a relationship with somebody who looks like them. Now you have this mixed race child.
If we sell Snow Bunny love to that second generation mixed race child, that third generation African won't even appear to be African. And psychologically, what are the chances that they will want to be associated with anything African?
Wow.
In other
I
words,
don't
you
know
can
what
get
he's
rid of
talking
black
about.
people without even getting rid of black people.
Wow. and so, you know, one of the things, and I've seen this, where every time I watch television, I've never seen
What's up, Kimmy?
in recent time
See, he's talking about television.
a black couple.
No.
I've seen a black man with a white woman.
Yep.
I've seen a white woman with a black man. But seeing a black couple together is like hard. Is like hard.
That's not true. It's ridiculous.
When you have mice
Let
in
me
the
go
home,
close this window. Umar,
And you just
Umar,
kill
he
off
got to talk about mices, as he said. I'll be
individual
right back.
mice,
Yeah.
you're going to be fighting them forever.
Yeah.
You got to find the queen. You got to find that.
There's not a
the
queen mice,
nest.
you goofy.
And you got to rid yourself of the nest. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting them all together.
Yeah.
In its refinement, white supremacy has gotten to a point where we tired of just knocking off black leaders. We tired of them because we're going to keep on getting, right? We get Medgar Evers. Then we got to do Malcolm. Then we got to do King. Then we got to do our Prentice Bunchy Carter and John Huggins. We got to do Fred Hampton and George Jackson. We're going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
But if we destroy the black family itself, if we convince black boys and girls to not want to create black homes, we could destroy them at the root. That's what they're working on now. And that's why the Snow Bunny crisis, although people...
Okay, again, I told you, he's going to get to the Snow Bunny rant, but this is Umar with the conspiracy theory stuff. But see, he's such a hypocrite because he doesn't have a family. He has at least 3 baby mamas, and a 4th woman attempted to put him on child support. I don't know what happened with that situation, but he has at least, and I'm just talking about in Philadelphia alone, just in Philadelphia. But he comes up with this conspiracy, but he's the one out here creating all these baby mamas. Has he committed to a black woman? When was the last time y'all saw Umar committed to a black woman or to a woman, period? He's 51. He's never talked about being in a long-standing relationship with a woman, and he's never been married. He has at least 3 baby mamas in Philadelphia, and a 4th woman attempted to put him on child support. So what is he talking about? See, that's the problem. It's not these TV shows that don't, because there's plenty of TV shows that show black couples. There's commercials that show black couples too. But see, if we're going to talk about family, that has to start in the home in the first place. Umar, not only does he not have a relationship and he's out here sexually exploiting black women, but he's been homeless since 2019. See the hypocrisy? Yeah, that's what Umar does. He creates broken homes, and not just with the women that he's created, that he's turned into baby mamas. He hasn't committed to, hasn't married them or done anything, and he's a deadbeat, doesn't even take care of his kids. But also all the women that he sexually exploits. That actually some of these women are in relationships. Some of these women are married. He's breaking up homes left and right.
Laugh about it.
Yeah.
It's
Was it
very
Black Queens
serious,
ever?
absolutely.
Snowbunnies
And from a finance perspective,
For sure.
and let me be honest, because I have nothing against white women or any other woman.
Yeah.
But the reason I have such a big issue with this Snow Bunny crisis is the dissolution of black wealth. It is the liquidization of the black man's
The liquidization, this guy.
wealth into the white woman's family.
Okay, but based upon your logic, if a black man gets with a white woman, they have a baby, then that baby's going to be black, based upon Umar. So what you talking about? Furthermore, you shouldn't be talking about wealth or anything like that, because you haven't worked since 2010, 2011. You've been living off of black people, and you stay with your mama closet when you can, and she on Section 8 house. There's no excuse for that. You don't have a home, you don't have a car, you don't pay basic bills. See, it's always about this scenario about somebody else. But Umar, you're the one who's not even in a, you shouldn't be talking about money, period. You've been scamming on the school scam since 2000, since the St. Paul school scam 2014 and 2010. You said the school was going to open September 11, 2013. You conceptualized this in 2004. So it's been over 20 years. And still collecting money from black people. And they ain't got nothing to show for it. Not one black child's been educated. Anyway, let's go.
When I marry a white woman, if you marry a white woman, you just pledge your entire life savings, investment, stocks, bonds, crypto.
Okay, Umar, you don't have any of that. Furthermore, the way that it normally works in life is that you get with somebody and then you commit to that person. And then at certain points you get married, but then you build something together. Umar acts as if, black men, we're just born and we got all this wealth and so forth and so on. Ain't nobody could help us along the way or nothing like that. That's not how, normally it doesn't work like that. But you don't know that because you ain't never been in those long-standing relationships. Y'all see what I'm saying? Umar, everything that Umar says, it's like backwards because he doesn't have any practical experience of actually building something with a partner. And then he creates these scenarios that are way out there about black men and these white women, and these black men automatically have on most successful black men, they became successful in committed relationships with black women. But it's something that they build over time and they support each other. But Umar doesn't know anything about that. He goes all the way to this extreme where black men already has all this stuff going on. And I guess the black women don't. Even though black women have been the ones who've been holding down the community for I don't know how long, for how many generations at this point. But somehow this black man has all this stuff and he just automatically just chooses to marry this white woman, and then all his money goes to this white woman. That's not how this works. He's goofy. He really does live in like this alternate reality, like this delusional state.
To that white woman. And when she's tired of you, and normally they will get tired of you, very few white women stay with our men to the end. Think about it. Very few white women stay with our men to the end. They're there for the ride. But when it's time for you to come back down, and the honeymoon's over, this is over, and I'm taking everything you got with me. The reason I hate interracial marriage economically is you robbing from us who ain't got enough, and you taking it to them who already stole too much.
You always talk about other people's money. You ain't got nothing, Umar. Anyway, I'm gonna let it go.
Interracial dating is economic treason.
It's funny because Umar perceives himself as like this moral authority on all these issues. And then there's this sense that somehow black people that whatever money you make as an individual, that somehow your money is black people's money. But see, he does that because he has a sense of entitlement towards what? Black people's money. And so you go and you work your job, you go and you build your career, you make all this money, but then ultimately it has to go back to the black community, which is who? Umar. You see how twisted and sick this is? Because really, this is just Umar. It's like him setting himself up as if, listen, black people, your money needs to just go towards black, but life doesn't work that way. So Umar, when you do decide to pay the electric bill, who you paying it to, homeboy? When you pay the internet bill, who you paying it to? See, Umar acts as if like black people don't have, you have money, but you can't spend this money on. We can't spend it on grits. We can't spend it on Nike shoes. But he'll wear Nike shoes, and he'll be sitting up there snacking on Debbie with them Debbie. What is it? I was going to say Debbie cheesecakes or zebra cakes. Umar, when you buy them zebra cakes with black people's money that you feel entitled to, what does that money go towards? When you get these rental cars, you don't have a car. When you get these rental cars using black people's money that sent the donation for the FDMG, where does that money go towards? Black people? When you get the cheese steaks, huh? But somehow everybody else, black people, those of us who work jobs, have legitimate businesses, and we're raising families, somehow we have to, he's entitled to the money because we have to give it all back to black people. Umar, how much money have you donated to FDMG? He's always talking about how we need to donate to the HBCUs. But Umar, how much money have you donated to the HBCUs? See, you'll take black people's money and use it for yourself and for whatever, and not give except run your mouth. There's still not one black child has been educated, but then you expect black people to do all these things that you're not doing yourself. Anyway, he's a con man. Did he say find the queen mice? That's what Umar said, Louis. He said the queen mice. So there's mice. So he has to find the queen of the mice. And he said you got to destroy the queen mice so that all the rest of them. He think the mice are like bees or something. I don't know. Or they're the Borg. Okay, resistance is futile. We got to go find the queen. But that's not how rats and mice. They don't work like that, Umar. Like there's one queen in the nest, and everyone's in the service to her, and you got to get to her first. That's not how it works. Okay, 6 degrees. All right, thanks for the slug. Is it just me or does? Yeah. Okay, I got it. Okay, yeah, you're right. Hoarders like Umar are experts on mice infestation. That's what I was saying. That he's just projecting. Right? Umar's a hoarder. I've talked about it over and over again. matter of fact, I'm gonna pull the video up right now. Someone was complaining about that yesterday. They said, you know, we haven't even finished the other video. Why you want to pull up another? Because I want to. That's why. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now. Right. So many of us know this about Umar. This is from 2019, where Umar, he was live streaming. I also have him in 2023. By this time, he's staying inside his mama closet. He started living inside his mama closet in 2020. And he accidentally flipped that phone too. And it was a hoarder situation in there too. I don't know why it's not coming up on this drive. It tends to do this. Let me pull up my other drive here. It'll come up for sure. But anyway, this is the last, his last residence. It's still not, is it? Oh, here it is. His last residence in 2019 that he got evicted from. And this is the video right here. Here you go.
Alpha male, send those resumes in. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at
somebody said mice sabotage. Oh my God. Umar's a miceologist. Y'all don't think there ain't some creatures up in this? Look at this.
gmail.com. F.
Yo, crazy. You guys. Somebody said wasteland. Wasteland. All right, let me get out of here. This is crazy. Here we go.
DMG resumes.
Look at this filth. The mice, this for the mice right here, it's like Disneyland or Magic Mountain. They like, wee. They was dancing. They was up there dancing up on that big back TV. They was up there dancing.
At Gmail.
Oh, this is crazy.
.com is what we looking for. My thing is y'all need to.
You get the line.
What happened? I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware, so the apartment.
He never moved to
right
Wilmington.
Now. Y'all don't need to see all that. I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware.
He never moved. He got evicted out of here, but he never moved to Wilmington. Still to this day. This is from 2019. Then here's a video from 2023.
Tap in with the Prince. Who tapping in next? Who tapping in next? Who tapping in next? Tap in with the Prince. You got a question?
This is Mama Closet.
Comment. Tap in with the Prince. Tap in twice.
To burn down Martin Luther King. She said she's going.
I wasn't even aware of that. Yeah, conspiracy to destroy Dr. King.
Yeah, they're trying to erase the history, Dr. Umar. But you keep doing your thing, Dr.
Yeah, that's plagiarism right there. He's talking because remember, conspiracy to destroy black boys by Dr. Joanna Kunjufu.
Umar, you definitely got a lot of good followers out here. Good people.
Appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you. All right, now.
Yeah, he ain't been in Mama Closet in a long time. It's been a long time.
Be blessed.
Look at this. Look at this. And that's a sack of potato down in the corner. Let me stop. It is. It's like a bag of potatoes in there. I don't get that. I never understood that. Why would you have a bag of potatoes in that closet like that? All right. Anyway, let's get back to it. Here we go.
I don't know if you saw it with I think it's Robert De Niro, and they actually have done this.
Hey, how's it going, Hassa? Hope you're doing all right. Hey, shout out to Hassa, one of the young OGs in the building. Yeah, squill. Yeah. He loved talking about. He don't even say. He says the mices. I think that's what he said. Mices. I should pull that up and play it for you guys. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it because someone was complaining about me pulling up video. Is it? We trying to get to this video. Why you pulling up? Well, because I want to. I'm gonna do it now. Here we go. I actually have it as a show intro, so I'll pull it up right. Let's see. What did he have on in that? Oh, here it is right here. He's in Mama Calls It too in this one too.
Lord have mercy. We are less than 20% of the United States population. Less than.
If we're less than 20%, then how are we using 90% of beauty products, according to Umar?
20% of the United States. But we account for 90% of all beauty purchases.
You see how ridiculous this guy is? He be lying so much. I thought it was like 14% or something like that. Let me go look. It said right now it says 15.2% in 2024. The black alone, well, it says as of 2024, individuals identifying as black or African American alone or in a combination with another race make up about 15.2% of the population, according to Black demographics. Then it says the black alone population, which is a more specific count, was approximately 13. Yeah, I thought it was about 14%. Recent estimates show that the black population grew to about 48.3 million people in 2023, representing about 14.4% of the total population. All right, but see what Umar is saying is that 14.4%, we represent 14.4% of the population in the United States of America, but we're purchasing 90% of all beauty products. This guy, he just be lying, making up statistics.
Perm, weave, shea butter, cocoa butter, almond butter, peppermint butter, deodorant, weave perm, wave caps, slick back. And so now you account for 90% of beauty purchases in America. You are a disgrace.
Okay, I'm just looking at AIS. It says black consumers account for 11.1 to 14.4% of total U.S. beauty sales, spending approximately 6.6 to 9.4 billion annually, with a significant portion spent on hair care. Okay, yeah, 11.1 to 14.4%. That's actually less than the population. You guys understand what I'm saying? The percentage of the United States population in the United States of America, because that's close, that's 16%, but we're only buying 11.1 to 14.4 in beauty products here in the United States of America. But Umar says that we're buying 90%. He's a scholar with 6 degrees. Hit the one. This guy, he be lying.
You are a disgrace.
See, and everything is disparage black people. I mean, he'll make up statistics in order to disparage black people. Meanwhile, he is looking all musty and dusty in Mama Claus. Look at him. Look at this guy. But it's all to demean black people. But this is consciousness.
And you want to criticize me for building a school for I.
You're not building anything, Umar. Cut it out. You want to criticize me. Hey, Carlita, how you doing? Laura's in the building too. I got to give some shout outs because I appreciate y'all tuning on in on my mama. Of course, Lene's in the building today. Lady, how's it going? All right, let's keep going.
Children, you are a disgrace.
Now,
watch this.
We're
right
also
here.
going to teach your children dietary and nutritional science. I want our children to be masters of healing the body without no pharmaceuticals from the drugstore. I want that little boy back there, if mommy not feeling well, he can go out to the yard, get some herbs, boil it, put a little honey in it, little cayenne pepper, and knock mommy flu right on out. I want them to be able to heal diabetes. 10 years old, and they know how to heal diabetes. That's what I want in my school. That's what we working towards. So far, we raised $250,000. I'm gracious, but I'm not content.
You hear this guy? And he doesn't say I'm grateful. He says I'm gracious, but not content.
Because I know y'all got a lot more to give me than some $250,000.
See the sense of entitlement. I know you guys got more to give me than some whatever he said. Let me skip through this part.
And after 6 months, I only got $250,000.
In 6 months, he raised $250,000. But he's telling people that after 11 years, he hasn't raised $1 million. So this video has to be from 2014 because he started raising money in April for the St. Paul school scam in April of 2014. I've also heard him say May, but we're going to go with April. May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, it would still have been in 2019 if it's after 6 months. $250,000 in 6 months. But he hasn't raised $1 million in 11 years. This guy, he's a con man.
Trifling ass black people.
See, that's how.
See, you see how he disparages black people, including the people who donated to him. Just not appreciative. You should always be appreciative if someone wants to bless you. But he's going to take shots at the people that's blessed him.
Call it like I say it.
Like I said, that's he doesn't have the spirit of appreciation.
And I don't care if you get offended. We can handle that outside. We trifling. I should have had that $2 million. I should have had that $2 million 30 days after I started the fundraiser on May the 20th. It don't make no sense. But
so he, see, in this one, he says May. All right. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, this would still have been in 2019. I mean, I have the video. I can actually go and look it up and find out exactly the date. But he's so, he's not appreciative at all. And he expected black people to give him $2 million in 31 days. He didn't have a business plan, didn't have a team. He still didn't have a plan, nothing. He just expected black people to just come out of the pocket in 30 days, $2 million.
y'all sure call me up when the school's messing with your son. Did you make a donation to my school? Oh, not yet. Bye. Click.
I'm not worth your McDonald's money.
Donations.
All right. Anyway, there's another part. I don't think this is the right video, but anyway, the whole mice thing, that's how we got blowed off. I do have a guest. Let's go to the guest now. So we have a guest, and they're inside of the Quick Question Chat often. They've been around for a very long time. Former supporter of Umar, and he went up to these abandoned buildings on the 2nd, which was 2 days ago. We'll take a couple of minutes to talk to him about his experience, what he saw up there. And then we'll get back to the main video. So let's bring on Enterprise Entertainment. Are you there?
I'm here, Lenon.
Hey, how's it going, brother? Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I went up there on Sunday. I work because I'm a truck driver, so my route takes me in and out of Wilmington quite a few times a week, and I go by those buildings often. And they look the same each and every day. Those same bags of trash are still out there. It looks like the mold is getting even worse, and that's only because of the moisture and everything. But those streets are always empty. I never see any type of work or anything out there. Nobody's bringing materials. Nobody's coming in and out. So Umar's either filming, in the wee hours of the morning or the wee hours of the night, obviously by some of his lives. But anytime, typical working hours, especially construction hours, nobody's ever out there. That street's always empty. You might see some kids, riding their bikes past there, or some people, walking past that street, driving past it, but nobody's ever there doing any type of work.
Yeah, and I'm showing some of the video right now. So you said that you drive through this area often, and I know you also said that you deliver certain types of supplies. What supplies do you deliver?
I deliver. I've delivered to construction sites for school buildings, hotels, people restoring their houses, people actually building businesses. So I've delivered flooring, stuff to do landscaping. Any type of materials that, sink fixtures, furniture, I've delivered it all. And I've seen people, building businesses from the ground up. I'm talking about just laid the foundation, or they just bought, a building that they're fully restoring. And when they're building stuff, they're doing it in layers. I might be bringing the flooring, but you might not be putting the flooring in until last, because you don't want to drag all those materials over that, damaging the stuff that you just bought, brand new linoleum floors and all that. You don't want to drag that stuff across there. So, they're building up the walls, they're doing the plastering, they're doing the electrical work, the plumbing and all that. I've seen this stuff in stages, various stages, different buildings, all that. None of this stuff is getting done at those abandoned buildings. None of it.
You were a Umar supporter at one time, correct?
Yeah, I want to say what 2020 is. It was right around one of the first times he was on the Breakfast Club. I think it was the one time where he was wearing the that same button-up shirt that he was in that supposed office, I guess, in one of his old apartments or whatever.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Yeah, so it was that. It was when he did that show, and I admit, when he first was on there, and he was saying a lot of the things, some of the rhetoric that he says, it catches you because we as Black people, we don't have a lot of those things that you see in other communities. Some of our own hospitals, our own banks and school setups that a lot of other communities that you might see in like a Little Italy or a Chinatown, things like that. So when you first hear him, you're like, we should have that, tight knit community. When we do our research and our history, how we had, the our own city in Tulsa and all that type of things, you want that as a people again. But then, lo and behold, when you start listening to him more, and then you start seeing the results of some of the things that he claims that never come to fruition, that's when the truth comes to you. And in listening to some of his stuff, I don't know if the algorithm just led me to you or whatever, but your video came up, one of your earlier ones, and I've been following with you ever since.
Yeah, and I'm showing the video right now. You mentioned, people can see it. What is this right here? Can you see the video?
Those are pants. I don't know whose pants they are, but I'm literally walking, as you see in the video, I'm walking down that entire street, and I was filming a lot of the quote unquote the high school. But if you've collected over $2 million, and all you've done is paint the outside of the smaller building and redid some of those doors, how do you not have enough money to even put windows in the other one? Like it's ridiculous. It's deplorable how bad the those rampways and those stairs are. You can see the foundation crackling underneath it, the pieces of it. And then when I walked by those final steps, I was like, look at this. Like you can't make this stuff up. And that's just sitting right there in plain sight, pants on the ground. I'm quite sure if somebody moved them, there's probably soot and all types of stuff around there. So who knows how long they've been there? Because on the other side, those same bags of trash are sitting there. Like I said in the video, you got time to put your handprints and paint rocks and all that, and put your face on the side of a wall, but you can't even come pick this stuff up. But you're working.
And there's more trash right there too. I see that behind the fence.
Like, I know my video isn't as thorough as I've seen some of the other people that have been up there and visited, but I went up there, like I said, just this past Sunday and just shot it real quick, and it's ridiculous. And I wish I could have I just walked up to random people and would like ask them, and I wish I could have put them on video, but I didn't want to put anybody's face out there or whatever. But nobody knows who this dude is. Half the people there, unless you catch somebody that's watched some of the YouTube stuff, they don't know anything about a school that's getting built up there. You've seen in his videos, those kids are clueless to anything he says about a school and all that. You see, you see that part of the video, that mole goes all the way up to the top. So who knows what the inside of that thing looks like? Yeah,
and that's the large gym with all of his belongings, and it's just filthy in there. But I know in this video you said it actually looks worse. The mold, it does. It looks worse than it did when Famertu went up there.
And that's going on all the way down the side of the wall. Like there's streaks like that all the way down.
Yeah. So that Breakfast Club interview that you were referencing, that was from December 13th of 2019. When did you first started following Umar, or when you first learned about him?
I think that's probably when I saw that Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Yeah, when I saw that Breakfast Club episode, that's when I started following and looking into. I donated probably like $30-$40 to him, just to say I gave something. When he had the first festival or whatever, I was still listening to you, but I was trying to at least see what it took to be a vendor there, because I had a clothing line that I wanted to go and put out there and possibly promote, and I was the one that sent you the application of what everything that he had on there for the vendor
you
thing.
Sure
right,
did. Yeah, you
right,
sure did. Yeah.
Right at the bottom, you see that he didn't even have electricity then because he said it on the application. He's like, you have to supply your own power sources and water
I remember
supply and
that.
all that. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
so where the question is that, you know, he says that, oh, only my donors can ask. Well, I was a donor and I would have absolutely asked, well, where is all the money going? Like you're saying that, oh, you're working and you putting this in and putting this in. You don't even have the lights turned on. Like you don't even have the water turned on. Those things are attached before you even start construction because you're gonna need those things to see and put installation and wiring in and run water to clean stuff. Like, how do you not have those things hooked up before you start working? Like none of that adds up. And it's a shame, and I say it all the time when I'm in your chat and when I watch some of the, you know, the Information Mans and Lady Lux and I watch some of these other platforms. I say it all the time. Like, if people would just step back, take the savior complex out of it. If they would just step back and look at this dude for what he is, you don't have to worry about, you know, the rhetoric that he can spew off like a champ. Look at his antics. That right there should tell you that is not a person that you want leading anybody, especially young children. That's ridiculous. And it's sad and it's scary that people latch on to him like he's the next greatest thing that should be the spokesperson for black people. Like how do we get the bar so low that he's the one that we want to pick to lead us?
Yeah, and you said you donated because Umar says that he updates donors on how much money he's raised. Has he ever updated you?
Never. That dude don't update nobody.
Yeah, he's lying.
Because here's what I also think in my mind too. Let's just say, let's throw a number out there. Let's say you donated $100 and then ask him a question. He'd probably come back with you, well, you didn't donate $5, so you can't ask me a question till you donate $5. Let's say you peeled him off the $5. He's gonna keep moving the goalposts so he doesn't have to answer any questions. That's that accountability part. So yeah, that whole loyal donors club and I only am accountable to my donors and everything. That's all false. And you're a thing that accepts donations, which means you're built as a charity, correct? Charities are public record. So anybody off the street has the ability to ask you any type of questions. How you keep coming up with this stuff in your brain, that's only to him.
Yeah. Yeah, and you also mentioned that rock over there. Here it is right here. That has the handprints on it. Those were adults that did that were out there. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So it wasn't.
Sadness.
It wasn't like it was children that he was working with that put their handprints on this rock over here. It was actually grown people.
The only interaction we seen with it was the children when he was questioning those kids about the supposed break-ins at the other buildings, and he was ready to talk harsh to them. It wasn't like, I'm sorry, kids, this is about to be the school. He's ready talking about calling the cops on people.
Yeah. So when was it for you? When was it for you where you said something ain't right with this guy? What you remember? What year?
Gosh. If it was 2000, if it was 2020, if it was 2020, it had to be 2021. It wasn't that long. It wasn't that long after I came upon one of your videos, and it was off to the races from there.
Yeah, was it anything in particular though that made you say, "Hey, wait a minute, this guy"?
I want to say, I think when you started putting a lot of the figures together, as far as the amount of money that he's collected, and then you step back and you look, and I think you did a diagram one time with the chat room where you just took basic building necessities as far as establishing a business like that, and you added up all the figures, and it came up to either about the amount or right below the amount of what he said that he had collected.
Right.
So he's
Yep.
like, well, if you collected this much and just the basic stuff is to build a building and restore it is this much, where's all the money at?
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about somebody that doesn't have a job. Yeah, he's wrote books and all these things. He's had some speaking engagements, but doesn't have a job, is not, constantly pulling in any steady income. But every time we turn up, you in a hotel, in a rental car, eating somewhere, taking lavish trips. Where's all? If people would just put that together, where's all that money going? Where do you get the money for that? Because your speaking engagements aren't paying you thousands of dollars. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
You're on the Chitlin circuit.
That's right. And the figures too, like just from 2019 through 2022, it's $1.67 million. The purchase price was about it was about 400,000. So he should have had about 1.2 million left over. But I have him on record saying that to renovate both sides of the street is going to cost $1 million. Well, he should have had the money. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy thing about that is too, if people would look at just to plug her channel real quick, if people go look at Lady Luck stuff, there she's starting to pull out that he may not even really own those buildings. It's under another LLC that his LLC is a subdivision of.
Yeah, I think is she talking about K-12?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and there's no telling. Yeah, because there's no telling too. Because Umar said that he purchased them outright, but there's no telling. He could be under a lease agreement. He could be under a mortgage. He's never provided any paperwork, so there's no transparency.
Oh, something else that I wanted to touch on too that I actually looked up today when you sent me the email about coming on here tonight. He talks so much about black money this, black money that, not wanting to get in bed with quote unquote the white man, and that's why he doesn't get grants and loans and all that. There are at least 3 that I've seen. Let me see, 1 second.
Yeah, this mold is out of control, all the way up the wall. Yeah, and this is a problem because the water's not draining properly. So this is getting all into the structure itself.
Goes all the way to the top. But yeah, there's 3 black-owned banks in America that he could have got and done business with if he wanted to keep the quote-unquote black dollar, and got loans and grants from them to really build this up, if that's what his true dream and vision was.
Yeah, I mean, he would have to have a business plan. He would have to have some capital too left over after he purchased the trap banner. This goes on and on, and I don't think he has any of that.
But even if let's say everything's on the up and up, and he's got we'll say $1.5 million, no bank is going to tell you no on a loan if you've got 100 million. I mean, 1.5 million dollars of your own capital to put in there. No bank's going to tell you no.
Yep. Yeah, but he uses that as an excuse so that he can extend this further. Though he says, "Well, we're not using any banks," so he can extend it even further.
Like I said, he says that saying, I don't want to get in bed with white people. Well, we got black banks, so now what? What's your excuse now?
Right. He got an excuse for everything. Yeah. How many times would you say over the years? How many times would you say you've driven through this area?
Oh gosh. Let's see. I've been with this company almost a year, so give or take, because I mean it's not like every day or every week, but
right.
I'd say in the last year, probably about 10, 11 times.
Yeah, and you never seen any construction?
No, nobody's. And I've delivered to construction places. I've driven by places that they're building schools, or they're building like extensions to like quote unquote like the Boys and Girls Club. People that have gutted out buildings and restored them. I've delivered to all those type of places. There's no records out there. There's no There's no pickup trucks, people bringing materials in there. I don't see any electrical wiring spools, nothing. Insulation, like all that stuff has to be delivered, and you got people in there doing work. So
Right.
if you're not even dropping off the materials, how's any work getting done?
Right. Yep. Yep. Yeah, well, I thank you for going up there and taking this video. I mean, it just gives more insight into how much of it's basically it's a scam. I mean, go ahead.
And one of the other reasons that I did it too is, he likes to hang his hat on, the struggle streamers are the ones that are coming against me, and people like LenonHonor and Information Man, my haters are the ones coming against. I'm a regular person. I'm not a struggle streamer. That video is actually the first YouTube live thing I've ever posted in my life. So I don't do this for money or clout or anything else. I'm a regular person, and I used to be one of his supporters, quote unquote. So this is just saying the truth needs to be told, and people need to stop giving their money to a charlatan. And if you want it, the concept is great, but put that in somebody that's actually going to be doing that. Like Lord Jamar's father-in-law,
right?
Like, what's the other dude that he scammed out of the
$3,000? King Randall.
Yeah, like him. They've got actual schools doing something. Put your money towards them.
Yeah. So when Umar says things like it's only his haters who are criticizing him, no, his supporters, after they realize that it's a scam, they criticize him too. Information Man was a supporter of Umar. You were a supporter of Umar. So that goes to show you that Umar, he just uses that as an excuse. And there's plenty of more people out there that used to support Umar. They don't anymore.
And Umar, we know you watching. We know you watching. If you wanna come find me, vet me, whatever. I stay in Delaware. So unlike you, I'm not a person that pops in and out of Delaware saying I'm established in Wilmington. I stay in Delaware. I work right near Wilmington. If you ever want to find me, I'm not hard to find, brother.
Yeah, he don't want to find you. He probably asked you for a donation. I'm just playing. Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And thanks for taking this video. I appreciate it. Okay, shout out to Brother Enterprise. I appreciate it.
All right, Cookie Cuts Chat. Stay in there.
All right, peace, man.
All right, yep.
Yeah, and there you have it. He's been real supportive in the chat room for a long time. But this goes to show you that no, it's not that Umar is all his haters who are criticizing. There's people inside the chat room right now that's donated to Umar. There's some of you people who are still Umar followers who are watching this right now. And you notice, Brother Enterprise, it ain't like he's talking malicious or talking crazy about Umar. He's just stating facts and he's showing the receipts. He drive through there. I don't have any animosity towards or malicious intent towards Umar either. I just state the facts. I give my analysis. We goof off too, but that's just part of the entertainment value. But truth be told, there's a lot of people that Umar that used to believe in Umar. They don't believe in Umar anymore. They don't support him anymore. But Umar paints this narrative as if all of his critics are just haters. No, there's plenty of people who used to support Umar who they realize the truth that he's a con man. Nothing more. And the video evidence is striking too. I just want to just put it up here one more time before we get back to the main video. And the reason I'm bringing this up here is because you see right here, perfect timing. You see that trash, the bag of trash. I remember when FamerTube went up there and did his video. In fact, I can pull it up and show you guys. He walked by this area and that same trash bag was sitting there. Umar hasn't moved it. And FamerTube's video was probably about, 2 months ago? Right? It was about 2 months ago. Well, 2 months. Well, that bag is there, still there, and now there's another bag on the outside. You see that, the trash bag? So the proof is here, and it looks worse now, this mold situation, because I remember Brother Muhammad was explaining how you see how the mold's coming down the wall. You can see the dark mold, but then the white stuff on the sides that you see coming down, that's just mold in early development, and ultimately that's going to turn black at some point. This looks worse than when FamerTube was up there. And see, now that we're getting closer to wintertime, more moisture, as Enterprise was explaining, it's going to get worse and worse. So this is just a statement of fact. You can't say that somehow Umar's up here and he's on the up and up with renovations. And even though he said renovations were completed back in 2023, that was a blatant lie. And clearly, if it looks worse now than it did 2 months ago, Umar's not up there doing anything of consequence. And this has been going on now for 6.5, it's getting close to 7 years. So there's no excuse at this point. All right. Yeah, it is. Yes, according the mode situation is out of control. So shout out to Brother Enterprise. Thank you for coming on to the show. I appreciate it. I really do. Okay, let's get back to the main video if you guys don't mind. I was looking for the video where Umar, he had his followers up there, and it was old grown people. It was late at night, and they were putting their hands in paint and then putting it on that rock, and I guess painting that rock. It was so ridiculous, but I couldn't find the video. I thought it was from 2019, but it might have been from 2020. I have it. I just couldn't find it. Okay, let me just check. I want to check the poll real quick here. We have 1,059 votes. What is your favorite Umar Johnson's nickname? 17% said Big Papa, 29% said Ifatunde 3 times, 16% said Prince of Ifatunde, and 37% said Man Jaw Maniac. All right. We have 486 likes, so we only need 14 more to get to the goal of 500. So if you're enjoying the show and you hadn't hit that like button yet, go on and hit that like button so we can reach that goal, okay? All right. Okay, let's get back. Let me get to these super chats too real quickly because I'm getting kind of behind on these. Hoarders, yeah, this is true. Hoarders like Umar are experts in mice infestation. Yeah, he said a queen mice. It's just Umar, boy. 6 degrees. He's something else. I got CJ. Thank you for that. Very few white women stay. Okay, ignore Fred Decker. Right. Yeah. He's such a hypocrite. Umar said very few white women stay. Okay, well, let's ignore Frederick Douglass. Here we go. Thank you, YouTube Bob. How's it going? Kiara Carr says his money goes to 2 for 99. It's the yeah. His money goes to 2 for 99. It's the game. Yeah, I have video Umar. He out there smoking. Then he tried to make it spiritual. He said, "I'm doing this for the Ogun or whatever he said." Then one time he was inside of the liquor store and the guy was like, "No," because Umar was leaving. He said, "No gin today." It's like, nah, not today, because I don't need it to pour for the ancestors. Nah, cut it out. Yeah, I remember that. 2 for 99. It's the game. Thank you, Kiara. Luna Sun says, shout out to my pecan macchiato queens. That's from yesterday. My wife, she loves those. Is it pecan macchiato? I thought it was pecan macchiato. Macchiato or macchiato, something like that. Pecan macchiato. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's pecan. Yeah, because I remember I was asking my wife, because at a certain point I said, what was it? Was it almond? No, she said pecan. Yeah, so that's what it is. She likes it. But it comes in a little cup, like, I kid you not, the cup is about this big. And it's like, I can't remember, it's like $6 or $7 something. I said, boy, this is crazy. Anyway, thank you, Luna, for the super chat. That's from yesterday. What's up, Lewis Suck says, I bet his favorite movie is Jaws. See, a lot of people in the chat room don't know what we're talking about, but we ain't gonna get to that right now, Lewis. We're gonna leave that right there. that was one of the craziest things. Well, okay, thanks, Lewis. The smart Barbie says a bag of potato. yeah. Umar had a bag of potato in there, inside of Mama closet. Why would you even? Because it's upstairs. That's upstairs. Why would you even have a bag of potatoes upstairs like that? I don't get it. I never understood that. But that's Umar. Thanks, Barbara. But Lene did say that there was a lot of stuff inside the house that was just put in odd places that normal people wouldn't have it there. But that's because Umar's a hoarder, and hoarders, they have stuff all over the place, you know. Thank you, Smart Barbie. James says Gorilla Tunde, King of the Garbage Mountain. Okay, that sounds like some sort of a cartoon right there from Dora the Explorer. Y'all remember that? Yeah, I wish I could find. I was still looking for that video where he had his followers up. It was in the dark too. I remember they were up there late at night and they were painting. I thought it was in the dark. I'm looking for the wrong thing. But they were up there and they were painting the rock with their hands, like they were little kids. You know, let's put the paint on our hands and we're going to put it on the rock. That's what little toddlers and stuff do in preschool. Grown people. Thank you, James. He said Gorilla Tunde, King of the Garbage Mountain. All right. And then Lil Sex says we spend more than that on grits. Yeah. This is from earlier. Umar be making up stats that don't even make no sense. That we spend 90% or 9 whatever he said on beauty. 90% of beauty products is purchased by Black people in the United States of America. That's just ridiculous. Okay, thanks, Lewis. Enterprise, Lenon, I'm in the studio ready to speak on this sham. Thank you. And thank you for taking the video and sending it to me. I appreciate that. And also thank you for coming on the show. Good to talk with you, brother. Appreciate you. And again, it's not just critics of Umar that, because some of us, we never believed in Umar, but there's people who believe, what he was saying. They saw him on the Breakfast Club. Like I said, that's one of the big platforms. I think I said this earlier today before Enterprise even mentioned it. And they thought he was on the up and up, but then they do more research, and very quickly, Enterprise, he realized that Umar, he's a con man. Okay, and this is someone who donated to Umar. So Umar, when you say things like, it's not the donors, it's not my supporters who criticize me, it's the haters. That's not true. The point is that when people realize that you're a charlatan, then they realize that you're a charlatan. It's that simple. Right? Thank you, brother. Again, I appreciate you. And then the the bag production says, for a person with 6 degrees, allegedly, Umar has no idea on how to cite accurate sources. Yeah, his books. There's no source material. And see, that's supposed to be academic because he has a PsyD. He says he's a school psychologist. He's a scholar and all this. Well, you should, and if you want to write a book and you don't have sources, I get that, but you can't present that as being scholarly. It could just be opinion-based. I get that. But with Umar, because he presents himself as a scholar, well, you have to have source material, but Umar has none in either of his books. That's crazy. That's crazy. But he allegedly has 6 degrees. Okay, he has at most he has 5. Okay. But Umar says 6. He's always exaggerating those types of things. But he doesn't, his source material, he'll just come up with stuff and he just throws it out there. That's what he does. And he's been doing that for a very long time. I mean, that in and of itself, for anyone, and not everyone is scholastic like that. But if you're you don't have to be, if you're in the world of academia, let's just put it that way, you see someone like Umar, you're going to realize very quickly that he's a charlatan. He's just throwing stats out there, and then people take his word for it as if what he's saying is true. Thank you, Secure the Bag Production, for the super chat. What's up, Mr. Controversy says, what the F is a slick back? I don't know. Maybe he's talking about like you get a perm and you slick it back. Maybe that's what he's talking about. But again, I have Umar with do-rags on talking about the waves in his hair. Okay, Lene talks about how he dyes his hair. And it's true because I've seen it where he's real smoked out, so he ain't worried about, keeping up appearances. And it's like gray. And I mean, this guy. But then he tells you black women how you should be wearing your hair, what you should be doing it with your hair, and you shouldn't be dyeing your hair and all this kind of stuff. But he does it. Slick back. I don't know. That's Umar. Thanks, Mr. Controversy. All's for Elias. All's for Elias. My 2 schools are state-of-the-art. That's what Umar said on the Lord Jamar podcast. He said the schools are state-of-the-art. And he said that too. He said that inside of the school announcement video in 2019. What was that? It was in February of 2019. He said the same thing. If the schools were state of the art, and I can pull up example after example. These buildings were in deplorable condition then, and clearly they're in deplorable condition now. Now, Umar has done some renovation work, but they're still not state of the art. See, you have to have IT infrastructure as bare minimum if it's going to be state of the art, and everything should be updated. You're not using any old equipment if it's going to be state of the art. Is that what Umar has? No. See, Umar thinks he can just get Wi-Fi from the ISP and that's just going to be it. Just like regular old household no, this Wi-Fi, that's not going to work. It's not going to be enough bandwidth. He has to have an IT infrastructure and a backbone. He doesn't even have that. Like right now, he still doesn't have it. Here we are almost 7 years later, and he doesn't even have that. And yet he was talking about how these schools are state-of-the-art. The foundation, obviously there's foundation issues in the small gym. The foundation failed in 2000, I want to say 2009, if memory serves me correctly, but I would have to go back and look. The foundation failed before. So if these buildings now been sitting for a decade, they've been sitting vacant for a decade, who knows what the foundation issue is now? There's mold all over. These are state of the art? No. But that's what Umar said. He said that there was state of the art in February, that the school announcement video, and he said it was state of the art on the Lord Jamar interview. He said in other places too, but those are the 2 that come to mind. Okay, clearly that they're not. And here we are all these years later, a half a decade later. It's crazy. And no, they're still not state of the art. It's ridiculous. See, Umar, it would have been smarter for Umar to just get a smaller building that didn't have all this renovation work that needs to go into it, and just start like that. It would have been much smarter. Saved a whole lot of money, a whole lot of time. We're almost 7 years later since he acquired these trap bandos. But 15 years since he actually said that the school was going to open September 11, 2013. He said that in 2010. He's a con man. Thank you, alls for Elias. Are those Umar's pants? No, I don't think that's from Michael. I don't think those are Umar pants. It just goes to show you the situation up there is deplorable. You know, I have a video from one of Umar's followers from back in the day, went and took video, and there's a guy up there sitting up there, and he's nodding out. He's nodding out like this, up on the steps up there. I have a video where there's a homeless lady up there, and she's sleeping on the steps. She's literally asleep, and then the person wakes her up and gets her up out of there. So who knows whose pants it is? I don't think it's Umar's though. Because all right, thank you. And then Miss Vernica says it really makes me sick that he was so ungrateful to his donors. Yeah, it just goes to show you his mentality. Again, if someone supports you, and this is something I've experienced too since I've been on YouTube. There's a lot of people that I've supported in different ways, and they've turned on me. It's just one of the things I've learned is that you have to have the spirit of appreciation. If someone blesses you, if someone goes to bat for you, then you should have a level of respect. You know, you should. And Umar has no respect for his donors. You know, that it's a long history with Umar. You know, if someone sent you money, you shouldn't. You know, you shouldn't be that way. But Umar's like that. You know, he just does not have the spirit of appreciation. I'm gonna tell you what happens is that when you do people like that, those people are no longer going to support you at some point. And if you do that long enough, and Umar's been doing it now for what, over 15 years, just being just real rude and mean spirit towards people who've supported him and donated to him. People like Sa Netter, who put him on, Tariq Nasheed put him on. Even Dawa, brother Dawa, rest in peace. Umar went off on him one time. I was shocked when I saw that video. I said, wait a minute, that's the guy you always used to, but he sees that, yeah, but Dawa, he wants me to keep mentioning his name. I don't have to do, he's going off. So you do that enough, you do it for a long enough period, then you're going to burn all your bridges. And then at the end of the day, you're going to end up, you know, you're not going to have the level of support that you have. See? And see, that's a big lesson that I've learned is, you know, there's something called loyalty. You know, if people put you on, they helped you out and so forth, you got to have a level of respect and level of loyalty. And at the bare minimum, you got to have some appreciation. Umar doesn't have that. You know, he doesn't have that. It's just totally disrespectful. Thank you, Miss Vernica, for super chat. Truck says, could his plan be to rehab, flip it, then run off? I thought we considered that years ago. The thing is that if he was serious about that, he would have had that done by now, I would think. But the other thing is that he hasn't done enough up there. I'm talking about in terms of renovation to where the value would be significantly improved. You look at the mold situation in and of itself, I would dare say that the mold situation is much worse now than it was back then. So that in and of itself is an issue. I mean, if you're going to flip something, then you really have to, in a short period of time, you're going to have to put in, again, this isn't my expertise. I'm just saying that normally this is how it works, that when you want to flip something, you want to do it as quickly as possible because there's a burn rate. The longer you hold on to it, the property, the more you're going to have to spend, the more damage can occur or more renovation work that may need to take place. So the longer you hold it, the value can also decrease. You see what I'm saying? So you want to get in there, you want to get the work done as quickly as possible. You want to get it up to code. You want to have professionals do it so that you can flip it. You make your money, you make your profit, and you move on. But see, with Umar, Truck Talk, we're 6.5 years, getting close to 7 years later. So I don't think that's Umar's plan. At least I don't think that was his plan. But who knows? At some point he may sell it. You know, take the money and just move on. That's what Jay Morrison did with the Black House. And I remember I still have the videos where he's telling people, no, we're not going to sell it. We're not going to sell it. And then a couple of months later, he sold it. It didn't issue any dividends or anything like that. He kept all the money. Con man, Umar, con man. See? Okay, thank you, Truck Talk. And then Ono says, could you please tell the history of how the chat got the name Cookie Crush Chat? I've been watching a while now and always wondered. Hashtag Cookie Crush Chat on the video. Okay, all right. So the chat room has evolved. When we first started, I don't even think we had a chat room when we first started, I believe. But I was live streaming through YouTube, and they didn't have super chats. I wasn't making any money at all back then. I didn't even have ads going for those videos. I didn't have my PayPal up or anything like that. So it's evolved over time. Now, what's happened is that once YouTube started to allow super chats, stuff started really to pick up. more engagement. Like even right now, like if we just did a show without, me talking with people and people coming on, like Enterprise, shout out to Enterprise, or Super Chats coming through, these shows would probably be a lot quicker, but it wouldn't be as enjoyable, and I try to stay out of the chat room as much as possible. In the early days, it wasn't like that. There was people in the chat, it wasn't that many, and we wasn't goofing off and that kind of thing. But over time, it just got fun. It got fun. More people started showing up. People started, one thing that we were doing a lot of, we still do it now, is that whenever something, a life event, like someone gets a degree, we would celebrate. If it's their birthday, I'll sing happy birthday. You see people in the chat room, they're giving each other a love and say, hey, how you doing? That kind of thing. So it's turned into like a community. It's like an online community. And at some point, I don't know who it was. Okay, I can't even remember because it was organic. Someone said something like Cookie Crush something, because Umar, I think I was calling Umar a Cookie Crush. He's a cookie crusher. Now, I don't know. I'm just thinking. I can't even remember. Anybody remember exactly how? Because I can't even remember. But I was saying something like Cookie Crush. I would say Umar's a cookie crusher. And I've been doing this for months. And then finally someone said, this is the Cookie Crush chat. Because I didn't have a name for the chat room. At least I don't remember having a name for the chat room. And then people just picked up on it. And at one point I was like, nah, I don't know about that. But then I said, it's y'all's chat room. We're going to call it a Cookie Crush chat. And it's been called a Cookie Crush chat ever since. So Umar's made reference to it when he used to get real mad. He would say, yeah, the Cookie Crush chat, this and that. And a lot of people that's gone at me over the years, they used to always complain about the Cookie Crush chat. But we have a really good time. And it's love, it's respect. It's family. I enjoy these because there's been times where I've taken a break. My wife, she's like, you need to start live streaming. I said, no, she says no, because I know that's something that brings you joy and makes you happy. And she's absolutely right about that. I mean, if you guys weren't up here, I wouldn't be up here. I wouldn't be. But we have a good time. And part of it is how organically it's grown to what it's become. And that name, Cookie Crush Chat, that's part of the organic nature of all this. And then at a certain point, I kept saying the Cookie Crush Chat's undefeated. And so we use that too. And it is. Shout out to the Cookie Crush Chat. All right. Okay. Now, again, let me say this. I don't remember who it was, and I can't even remember the details. I'm just kind of reflecting back. It was something like that. Umar be making up stuff. And he said, yeah, then all of a sudden there was somebody in the chat room that had 3 eyes, and they said, no. Someone came up with it. Okay. Thank you, Oh No, for Super Chat. Appreciate it. Blackwood says, yeah, Lenon, that was it. You kept calling Umar the Cookie Crusher. And then somebody said, this is a Cookie Crush chat. And it's cool because it's CCC. That's why I got it back there, CCC. All right, so here we are. So that's the story. Look at Ed like, I'm claiming I created a Cookie Crush chat. You sound like Umar. Yeah, I'm the one that created that. I came up with that. Yeah, whatever. All right, shout out to Ed. Also, for Aliyah says, let them hate. Yeah. This is something because I watched, and then we get back to the video. We chilling. We doing good on time too. I watched this video, and I stopped watching it because it used to get me really sad. It was the white underbelly, something like that. Something like that. Soft white underbelly, something like that. It's on YouTube. And the guy, he's in LA. He has different people on there, guests that they talk about different things. And it happened to come up on my phone, an episode. I can't remember what the episode was, but the title was real intriguing. I said, I wonder what he's talking about. So I clicked on it and I watched it. And this guy, the soft white underbelly, I remember when he first started, and now he has millions of subscribers. He's just awesome. Like he's blown up. And one thing he said, he was like, because he was talking to this guy, and the guy was like, yeah, and I was such and such, and I was dealing with this, and then these people online, they were hating on me and blah, blah. And very calmly, the guy from Soft White Underbelly, the guy who does the interviews, he says, yeah, well, the thing I've learned to do, and the best thing to do is just ignore them. And that's been my policy. I just ignore all that because I'm not here for that. What I'm here for is for the Cookie Crush chat. And I'm very clear about that. Some people don't like the way I run the show. Some people don't like the format. Some people don't like me taking the time to address, comments in the chat room. But I'm not here for them. I'm here for people who are truly here to enjoy, and that's real talk. I wouldn't be here otherwise. Wouldn't be here. Thank you, Oz, for Elias, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm telling you, Quick Chat, it's incredible. Sometimes, like, I'll come back and I'll watch these, and I'm not even so much listening to myself as I'm just looking at the chat room, look at the comments in there. I'll be cracking up. I'll be at work cracking up. Okay, I hope I didn't miss any super chats. Thank you guys so much. Let's get back to the main video. We're going to go for another hour because I was trying to get this, try to do it 2 hours, but I want to try to get through as much as this. I don't think we're going to get through all of it, but we will be back for sure tomorrow with another live stream. Okay. Thank you again. Also, I just want to thank again Brother Enterprise for coming on and also for taking the time to record that video. I really appreciate it. And he reached out to me, so really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. And I also want to give a shout out to Lady Luck Club because she's been doing fantastic work on Umar. There's also a sister on the Lounge. She does fantastic work. And of course, the homie, okay, Information Man. Fantastic work as well. Also, Brother Malik, he's been interviewed on Information Man show quite a few times. Fantastic work. And I give a shout out to Lene and of course, Sister Mary Ann. Okay, let's take some time to give some shout outs. And again, back in the day, I should do that a lot more. But I learned some hard lessons because I've supported people that I realized later I shouldn't have. And then there's people that turned on me and they would just go, I mean, it was really bad. But I felt like in retrospect, I feel like that was just part of me getting to a point where I recognize what's important, and what's most important is my audience, and that's y'all. Okay, so thank you guys so much for all of your support. Okay, let's get back to the main video. Here we go.
To the Indians, where they would marry.
Yes,
they would marry
to get access to their resources. Yes.
Yeah. What's the name of the moon?
The moon, something the moon.
Yeah.
But that was a true story.
Yeah.
Speaking of Robert De Niro.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Let's stick with him. He had a black wife.
You sure did. You know what time it is. I'm just playing.
They got a divorce recently. Did you see what happened in court? The judge told the black wife, you're going to get $1 million a year until you remarry. You're not getting half. You're not getting a quarter. She got yes. When you ever hear of a wife divorce a husband and not get a percentage of his wealth, the judge said you get nothing but $1 million a year until you remarry. And once you remarry, you don't get another dime. The Snow Bunny divorce crisis.
Right.
Yeah, but it's probably because, and again, I would have to go look into this, probably because he was already well established before he married her. And I could be wrong about that, but that's not uncommon though either. We're in, it could be an agreement. We're in, the spouse says, okay, well, you just have to pay me a certain amount of money per year. And the idea is, I can't remember what it was, alimony or palimony? Alimony, I think it is. But once I remarry, then you're not subject to supporting me anymore. But let me go ahead and look into this just a moment. I'll keep letting this.
Devil works in reverse.
And then I mean, when you think about,
yeah, that's another possibility too. It could be a prenuptial agreement. So I'm gonna go look into this. Okay, so you got someone may know here, by the way, but I don't know. Also, it's state by state. Umar, California is a 50-50 state, so we hear about that in Hollywood. Yep, you're right about that. What are you talking about? How is a black woman part of the Snow Bunny? I don't know what his point is. Let me let it play because we're gonna see what happens. Here we go.
Our brother Shannon Sharp. Oh, right. Someone who is super duper talented, makes builds a career, works hundreds of millions of dollars, and makes
through sexual indiscretions with a Snow Bunny.
Yeah.
And everybody knows Shannon. I don't think Shannon did anything to her that was wrong.
Yeah.
She could no longer control and dictate the pace of that relationship. And one thing we got to understand, the white woman.
Okay, let me read this to you guys. Robert De Niro's divorce settlement with Grace Hightower includes $1 million in alimony, annual alimony. Like I was saying, this happens. $6 million for a new home, and a parenting plan for the children. The $1 million yearly alimony payments are set to continue until Hightower remarries or one of them dies. The $6 million is specifically for her to purchase a new residence. Okay, so what are you talking about? Let's see. The payments will new home and a parenting plan. The couple reached an agreement on parenting plan for the. So this is an agreement. All right, this is the settlement. So Umar wants to make it seem like all she walked away with was $1 million per year, and until she remarries, if she ever remarries, and she doesn't have to necessarily remarry. Yeah. Anyway, here we go.
Woman who sleeps with you is still a racist. The white man who sleeps with you is still a racist. And the minute they no longer exercise control over their Negro property, they will show you. You've seen it. There was somebody just sent me a clip not too long ago. There was a white girl with a black guy. I'll give you a situation. Ezekiel Elliott, former running back for the Dallas Cowboys. A couple years ago, he had a situation where a white girlfriend called the police on him or something. They was having an argument. And there was a recording. And she basically told Ezekiel Elliott, you might be the superstar, the most famous person in the city, but I'm still a white woman. She told him, I can change your life with a phone call. The black man with the white woman is never in charge. She always is in charge.
Wow. And so now when I think, and I want to go back,
and
right?
there's no such thing as building black wealth without canceling the snow bunny crisis.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, not with you, but
Yeah, I was looking here. It also says Justice Chesler in the case with De Niro says also awarded the wife $600,000 for past and prospective counsel fees. Mr. De Niro has already paid his wife's counsel more than $800,000. The court rejects Ms. Hightower's request for additional expert fees. Mr. De Niro has already paid $95,000. So again, Umar, he just wants to say, oh, it was just $1 million. No. Anyway, let's keep on. Here we go.
with other brothers I've had that conversation with, they will touch on everything
Yeah.
except the fact that you're sleeping with a woman who could take everything from you today and thereby deny your children and grandchildren and everybody else their right to your inheritance because your love for Caucasian flesh.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
that's
In fact, when you're dealing with rich black
Why did he say Caucasian flesh? This guy.
men,
Yeah.
there is no greater threat to the stability of the wealth of a rich black man than that non-black woman he's dating. Remember, what's the brother, Reginald Lewis, who I believe he was the first black billionaire in America, Beatrice Foods. You're familiar with him.
Absolutely.
Do you see who he married? An Asian. When he died, an Asian, I think she was Chinese or Korean, she got all his money. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Are you that self-hating?
Okay, wait a minute, Umar, where's your wife though? And where's your money? See what I'm saying? This guy. Ayo Bud says MJ has more money than Robert and Jordan has a snow bunny, yet Jordan's snow bunny only gets $1 million a year also. So yeah, the thing though too, well, Umar ain't thinking about that. The thing though is that they're still together. From what I understand, MJ and his she's Cuban, by the way. Isn't she Cuban? Umar, what are you talking about though? Because I mean, this guy, whatever. Anyway. She's Cuban. They're still together, but yeah, there's some sort of an agreement where if they divorce or something like that, she gets a certain amount of money, or there's an agreement where as long as she stays with him, she gets a certain amount of money, something like that. It could be both. I don't know. But anyway, Umar's not going to bring that up. What Umar is attempting to do is to spin this narrative that black men, these successful black men who make all this money, I don't even know why that's what I'm saying. Why you even bring up the De Niro situation? That ultimately, because of the snow bunny crisis, all their money is going to go to white women. But that's not how it works. It doesn't work that way. All your money. Okay. Then sometimes you say 50-50 or when they die. Yeah, but if you're married, now people can also go into a prenuptial agreement as well. Right. Anyway, this is just all to spin Umar spinning the narrative about the snow bunny crisis. Meanwhile, he's not married, not one black woman to date. Okay. Thank you, Ayo Bud. Here we go.
Are you that addicted to non-black vagina that you willing to cancel out your entire financial?
Yeah, notice how he reduces everything down to the vajayjay and what did he say? The flesh. What did he say? The white flesh, whatever he said. But that's because Umar's whole orientation towards women, it's just carnal. Okay, all of it is just about the physicality. He's not talking about the emotional support. He's not talking anything about, even physical support for whatever reason. He's not talking about any of that stuff. Commitment, longevity, working together. He's not talking about raising a family, raising the kids. Everything is reduced back down to these carnal desires. And really, this is just Umar, how he sees things. It's about the money and it's about the sex. It's about the vajayjay. It's about the flesh. See?
Your lineage just to sleep with some non-black.
Quit yelling like you crazy, you goofy.
Black poontang.
Yeah. Man, and
He said black poontang. Umar, you crazy.
and so it's a lot to unwrap because again, as I look at how we build wealth, like when are we gonna get a break? Like what is it gonna take for us to build wealth?
Here's the problem. Economics that's not tied to culture.
He just making this up on the spot. By the way, Yeah, I'll just look this up, Ayo Bud, and Michael Jordan and his wife, Yvette Prieto, they have a prenuptial agreement, and it says, according to the law firm familiar with the agreement, the contract stipulates that Prieto will receive $1 million for every year of marriage, with the figure increasing to $5 million annually after their 10th anniversary. Since the couple celebrated 10 years together in 2023, Prieto now qualifies for the higher payment threshold. The couple wed in 2013 in a lavish ceremony in Palm Beach, and by all accounts, their relationship remains solid. Yet Jordan's move is a reminder that he's learned from experience and from one of the most costly splits in sports history. In 2006, Jordan finalized his divorce from his first wife, Juanita Vanoy, after 17 years of marriage. The settlement reportedly reached $168 million, which included property and custody arrangements for their 3 children. The staggering payout among the largest celebrity divorce settlements ever clearly left an impression. And by the way, $168 million, that's what his first wife received, and she stuck with him for a long time, and she was a black woman. So Umar, what are you talking about? See, he wants to paint the narrative that these black men who have all this money out of the blue. No, she worked with him and helped him in all this process, and all of a sudden they just make all this money, and black women ain't, they not. So the black man gets with the white woman, and then the black man gives the white woman all the money. But here we have a case where you have and thank you for bringing this up, Ayo, but we have Michael Jordan, a black man, and his wife, black woman, and the relationship, the marriage didn't work out, but they were together for what they say, 17 years, something like that. And at the end of the day, she received $168 million, and good for her. Good for her. She deserves it. Right. Anyway, let's go.
Is exploitation. Culture that's not tied to economics is servitude. Our culture doesn't.
By the way, it's saying that, Umar, Umar's net worth is $3.80. No, for someone with an estimated net worth, talking about Jordan, of $3.8 billion, that level of clarity is not only sensible, but it's essential. $3.8 billion, come on. Okay, paying out $168 million for 17 years of marriage, but then also paying out Prieto at this point $5 million a year. That's chump change for Michael Jordan. Right. Anyway, here we go.
Doesn't have an economic component to it.
Yeah.
And she's Cuban, from what I understand, just like Umar's granddaddy. But we ain't gonna get into that right now. Let's go.
Let's go to Kwanzaa. Dr. Malana Karinga, he invented the Kwanzaa holiday, right? I agree with all the principles. All the principles of Garveyism and Pan Africanism anyway, right?
Yeah.
But Kwanzaa, even though cooperative economics is one of the principles, out of Kwanzaa has not grown a single bank. Out of Kwanzaa has not grown a single.
So this is Umar again, always talking a mess about other people. In this case, he's taking a shot at Malana Karinga, right? Malana Karinga has a horrid history too, by the way, but we ain't gonna get into that right now. Let's go.
Credit union. I'm not criticizing the elder, right? Yeah. I'm talking about us as a people.
Yeah.
So with Kwanzaa, you have culture, but it's not tied to economics. Do you know what that means? That means automatically Walmart.
It's zesty fester. Zesty fester to worry about who a man dates. Yeah, but Umar is always in people's business. Then he'd say stuff like, y'all all in my business. Thanks, Coco. Here we go.
Can make billions off of Kwanzaa by selling kanaras and candles and all Kwanzaa instruments and elements in their store. I don't know if you've ever been in
paraphernalia
during Kwanzaa time. Walmart during Kwanzaa time. What's another any of the department stores that sells furniture and art?
Yep.
They making a killing off Kwanzaa. Non-black people are getting rich off of a black holiday because we didn't tie the culture to economics. If you don't tie the culture to economics, somebody comes in and they tie you.
Yeah, by the way, someone just emailed me and said they were blocked in the chat room. So I'll get you back in. Sometimes that happens, and just people let me know if you feel like you were blocked. And you may not have been, but I'm gonna check right now. If you feel like you were unjustly blocked, you can always email me. Here we go.
Culture to their economics.
Yeah. And when we think about so one thing I want to talk about is this scandal, this NBA scandal.
Yes.
Right, the gambling scandal. A couple of things that is blurring to me. And you said this earlier around restructuring the way things look, because the truth of the matter is that right now it feels like 2020, the beginning of 2020, which was right when the pandemic started, right? And what I'm saying by that is, like, you know, right before, you know, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. You had Kobe Bryant. You had all of these things happening with sports,
You guys
with
better not.
entertainment, with the government. Like, all of this was happening so much, it felt like chaos right before the big hammer drop, right? Watching what's happening at Chauncey Billups, with Terry, with this whole
Terry
NBA
Rozier.
gambling scandal, the one thing that I want to get your thought on is, if 31 people were arrested, right, and they're saying it's mob related, why do we only see the black coach on television?
Great question. R. Kelly
There you go.
went to jail to distract from the pedophilia crisis in the Roman Catholic Church. If you look at the timing of R. Kelly's trial and conviction, it coincided with a whole new level of Roman Catholic Church exposures on the molestation. To take attention off the Roman Catholic Church, they lynched R. Kelly. Just go look at the time.
They've been talking about the Catholic Church for decades. What are you talking about? See this guy? He's in conspiracy theory mode.
Timeline. Sean Puffy Combs was lynched to take attention away from the Epstein crisis, which involves Trump.
This guy.
Because he was running for president at
Yep.
the time when he
Yep.
got arrested, right?
Yep.
And also Abercrombie and Finch. Their CEOs were convicted, or should I say arrested, for human sex trafficking on a global level.
Wow.
They made Sean Puffy Combs look like a Boy Scout. You feel me? So they had to publicly lynch Puff to take away from Epstein/Trump, because Trump and Epstein were best friends for years, and also the Abercrombie and Finch situation. This thing with Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier and all the rest of them, to your point, if you arrested 30 people, can we at least see the names?
Right.
You didn't even get a list of names.
Right.
You just
Yeah, but that may come out later, Umar. Okay, you have to be patient.
gave us 3 blacks.
Right.
Not a single Italian mafia member's face was shown on the news.
Right.
Here's what I believe. I believe this NBA scam is a distraction away from a much bigger scam. But the government has to make you think they're really tackling gambling when they're not doing nothing about it at all. Think about it.
Yeah.
Child sex trafficking is a major issue in America. The government has done nothing about it. Kash Patel, FBI director, you mean to tell me you was able to uncover this NBA player coach gambling scandal, but you didn't come across nothing showing you that the owners themselves gamble? You didn't come across nothing showing you that the executives in the league gamble? You didn't come across nothing showing you that the NBA in the
What's interesting is that the whole there's been a slew of issues with gambling in the NBA. This one and this FBI investigation had gone on for some time. Umar, it's just not like it just happened, in the last couple of months to distract for something that's not even that's ridiculous. In fact, Rozier was investigated by the NBA before. A couple of years ago, remember? Yeah, about a year and a half ago. The NBA began. Let's see. And see, here, look what comes up though too. The FBI investigation into the NBA began in 2007. This is separate, as a probe into referee Tim Donaghy. Why aren't you bringing that up, Umar? Was that some sort of distraction too? Who was found to be betting on games he officiated. The investigation was initiated by the FBI after Donaghy resigned and has since evolved into a broader inquiry into illegal sports betting with the league, including recent events in 2025 involving arrests related to gambling. The FBI's investigation into illegal sports betting in the NBA has continued with the rest. So this has been going on for quite some time. Let me click on this right here. There's 34 defendants indicted these names, maybe not all of them, but at some point, if it's an indictment, it's going to become public record. It's just Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups. These are people that they're talking about now. Let's see. 2019, alleged poker scheme begins. The FBI alleges that defendants orchestrated a scheme to use wireless cheating technology to run rigged poker games in locations across the United States, including the Hamptons, Las Vegas, Miami, and Manhattan. They also mentioned some of the names, these families of these, what do they call that? These mob families. They mentioned those names too. Umar, what you talking about? They didn't mention anybody else. In fact, the FBI director mentioned those names. I remember he was saying, I was like, I don't even know who these people are. Anyway, I want to see when they actually, well, it was December 2022. That's when they started, at least that's what this is saying. They started the investigation, but now here we are in 2025. So alleged illegal NBA gambling scheme occurs. For the FBI, defendants perpetrated a scheme to defraud by betting. Okay, so anyway, the point is that it's not as if they just started this investigation this year. The investigation had been going on for years now. And then at this point, they had enough to indict, and they indicted, right?
NFL been fixing games for years. You've had referees talk about how the NFL and NBA fix games in the interest of profit and victories and viewership. So you mean to tell me you?
Yeah, and there were charges brought on that Donahue too, by the way, Umar. Was that part of his conspiracy too?
Found no wrongdoing from the teams, no wrongdoing from the execs, no wrongdoing from the refs, only wrongdoing from the players and
No. There have been wrongdoings with the refs, Umar. What are you talking about?
coaches. Right. Get the hell out of here. Now let's go back to the mafia.
He said no wrongdoing from the coaches. What are you talking about? Chauncey Billups was a coach, you goofy. Listen to this guy.
You didn't come across nothing showing you that the NBA and the NFL been fixing games for years. You've had referees talk about how the NFL and NBA fix games in the interest of profit and victories and viewership. So you mean to tell me you found no wrongdoing from the teams,
No wrongdoing from the teams.
no wrongdoing from the execs,
No wrongdoings from the execs.
wrongdoing from the refs?
No wrongdoings from the refs. Okay, I thought he said coach. I'm tripping. My bad.
Only wrongdoing from the players and the coaches? Right. Get the hell out
Okay, my bad. I take that back.
of here. Now let's go back to the mafia. The mafia no longer has the power it once had, but it still has power. First of all, in my opinion, the Italian mafia in the United States is a para-governmental organization. Who did America go to during World War II to help them invade Sicily under Mussolini? Who did America go to during World War II to help them protect the ships on New York City's harbor from enemy penetration? Lucky Luciano, the founder of the commission. Lucky Luciano got out of jail early by working with the U.S. government. Who did the government go to flood the black community with cheap dope in the late 60s and early 70s to destabilize the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Movement? The mafia. You understand me? So who did the government go to and try to hire them to execute Dr. King? The mob.
I'm gonna let it play. Umar, he out there, boy. This guy.
So the government and the mob have always had a relationship. Here's another question I got for FBI Director Kash Patel. So you found no wrongdoing or gambling from the from the owners. No wrongdoing or gambling from the execs. No wrongdoing or gambling from the referees. How the hell did you expose gambling, illegal gambling in the NBA before you found and exposed illegal gambling in the boxing system? Boxing is the biggest scam. You see fights every day where you know the man who lost should have won and the man who won should have lost. And we know that the mob been controlling boxing, boxing gambling, and boxers since the beginning of time. You know, there was a situation that I heard about allegedly where the mob tried to take control of Muhammad Ali.
Here he go. He said what I heard about allegedly.
In the
Who are you
nation of
tripping?
Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had to send some of his soldiers to step to the mob and say, hands off Ali. They tried to take control over Sugar Ray Robinson, and Sugar Ray Robinson would not do it. Some people say the mob is responsible for the murder of Sonny Liston. And you know, they also say Sonny Liston threw his second fight with Muhammad Ali because the mob told him if he didn't, he would pay the consequences.
And what's the odds? Because now that you say this, though, right? And I don't know.
By the way, let's go to 2021.
I could do it now. I could do it now.
This y'all's principle.
Black family. Vegas,
This guy, boy, he was up there, wasn't he? Said, Black family. He got all this stuff to say about gambling and how they just targeted the black man, but this guy gambling on donation money. And he, boy, and he was tooted. He Umar funny, boy.
okay, I could do it now. I could do it now. Black family. Vegas, I enjoyed you. Thanks for coming out. Kings, queens, elders, and youth. It was all October or November for the Nevada State Black Parent Know Your School Rights Boot Camp. Oakland is going down today. Oakland, today the Prince is back. 5 long years. Last visit was 2016, sold out double lecture, just like Vegas. Today we will be at the Church of All Faiths in Oakland, Church of All Faiths, 2100 Fifth Avenue. 2100 Fifth Avenue. Black Parent Advocate book release, 550 pages of liberation information for the babies. Crush special ed, crush ADHD, crush conduct disorder,
Crush cookies,
crush ODD, crush expulsion, crush misdiagnosis, crush medication. Oaktown, the Prince is back. West Coast Ifatunde. West Coast Ifatunde. West Coast Ifatunde. I'm feeling good today. I don't gamble, but we need about $1.5 million for the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy renovation. We need about $1.5 million for the Garvey building. We need $1.5 million for the Garvey building. We need $2 million overall. So we're gonna play and we're gonna hit today.
Yeah, I have a video where he says it's $1 million for both sides of the street.
We're gonna play and we're gonna hit today, family. Let me show you what we're about to do. Let me show you what we're about to do, family. We're about to get us some money for the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. We're about to get some money. I need that 1.2 right there. Y'all see that? That's what we need. That's what we need, that 1.2 mil. Y'all see that? That will get the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, the whole campus. This will take care of the whole campus, family.
Now he's saying the whole campus is $1.2 million, or it's going to take around that amount for the whole campus. That's both sides of the street. You guys see what I'm saying? Okay, if it takes $1.2 million, and Umar from 2019 through 2022, he's on record collecting $1.2 million, but we can add in the $400,000 that he spent to purchase these trap bundles allegedly, then that's going to be about $1.67 million. You can take that $400,000 back out of there, and he should have still had about $1.27 million. Okay, if Umar had $1.27 million, well, that's around this figure. You see what I'm saying? Hit the one. So what that means is that Umar, based upon what he's saying here, he should have already had enough money here now in 2025 to get the renovations complete. Both sides of the street. Hit the one. Again, the $1.6 million, that includes the purchase price of $400,000. We can take that out of there for this reference here, and we look at just money collected from 2019 through 2024. We're not talking about all the money collected prior to that or all the money's collected in 2025. Umar, at this point, should have $1.27 million, $1,270,000. And then if we go to this video from 2021, he's saying all he needs, I don't mean to say it that way, is $1.21 million for both sides of the street. Again, we're not even counting all the money collected from 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, or 19, or 2025. That's 7 years right there. And we're not even counting all the money he collected prior to 2014, going all the way back to 2009. Got him. This guy, he's a con man. And even while he's gambling right here, he's changing the figures, because initially he said something else. Now he's saying for the whole campus, both sides of the street, it's going to be $1.2 million. Anyway, let's go.
This will take care of the whole campus family. This will take care of the whole campus family. That 1.2, that will take care of the whole campus. So we're going to do Wheel of Fortune, Ifa Tunde style. We're going to do Wheel of Fortune, Ifa Tunde style. Now, y'all got to help me out, because I don't know how to gamble. And I see all kind of shit. I see a wheel. I see the bar. How do I play this? We need this money for FDMG, family. We need this money. So what do I do? Okay. Cash out, service. We got to play, family. Y'all think I'm playing. How do we play this? How do we, one line of credit? We need this right here. We need this 1.2.
Building property, right?
Okay.
2 schools, 2 gyms, and a 4th building. I think a lot of people are starting to regain their confidence in the Black consciousness movement. You understand? Because so many people was falling away. They said, this is nothing but mess. All y'all do is fight, gossip, entertainment. Nobody's changing nothing. It's all intellectual masturbation.
Right.
So now we have a brother with an institution now.
Right.
And I'm the only one in the conscious community with an institution. You understand?
Yeah.
A physical.
This guy. There's this woman that posted a message and said that they were married to a narcissist for like, I can't remember how many years, 12 years or something like 17 years, something like that. It was a lot of years. And she said that she could tell Umar is the same way as her ex-husband. And that part of the challenge was that it's like narcissists live in an alternate reality. And they expect everyone else to live in that alternate reality. So as Umar is saying, I have an institution. No, he had abandoned buildings. This video is from June 24th of 2019. This was just 4 months after he acquired these abandoned buildings. He still didn't have an institution. There's abandoned buildings. But even in 2019, Umar is talking as if he has an institution. And narcissists expect everyone to believe in what they say and that what they're saying is true, but none of it is true. Clearly, none of it's true. So I want you guys to hear the figure that Umar gives right here. Check this out.
Go brick and mortar institution dedicated to our people. And so now I think a lot of people are saying, okay, this brother is the real deal. Let's rock with him now.
Yeah.
You see? And so that's why I want all your listeners out there, your viewers, to donate, because now we got to fix the school.
Yeah.
So please, if you want to donate, you can go on your Cash App and donate to $FDMG School.
Okay.
If you don't have the Cash App, the full link is cash.me/$FDMG School. Which
they shut that down this year.
We need $1 million to fully rehab all 4 buildings.
Yeah.
But even if we only get a half of that,
he said he needed $1 million to renovate everything. This is in 2019. But if we go to 2021,
Frederick
listen to what he
Douglass
said.
Marcus Garvey 1.2. How do we, one line of credit? We need this right here. We need this 1.2 to Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. We need this 1.2. Do I want one line of credit? Repeat the bet.
So what is this? I got to put my credit card in here? What I got to do, family? We need this money. I'm about to straight roll because I'm going to hit the service. I just hit the service. I'm going to ask her to show me how this works. $1? Can I do a $1 bet? Excuse me, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Fortune, Ifatunde stop. That's what we need, that 1.2 mil. Y'all have to get some money. I need that 1.2 right there. Y'all see that? That's what we need. We gonna play, and we gonna hit today, family. Let me show you what.
If you don't gamble, you're not gonna be using terminology like "we gonna hit today." Look at it.
We about to do. Let me show you what we about to do, family. We about to get us some money for the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. We about to get some money. I need that 1.2 right there. Y'all see that? That's what we need. That's what we need, that 1.2 mil. Y'all see that? That will get the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, the whole campus. This will take care of the whole campus, family. This will take
the number changes.
Take care of the whole campus, family.
Now, before he said he needed $1 million, right? To fully renovate the buildings.
Without me asking them to do it. And they do it at a rate greater than the self-promoted deal with the schools or YouTube videos and talk. In mortar, institution dedicated to our people. And so now I think a lot of people are saying, okay, this brother is the real deal. Let's rock with him now. Yeah. You see? And so that's why I want all your listeners out there, your viewers, to donate, because now we got to fix the school.
Yeah, yeah.
So please, if you want to donate, you can go on your Cash App and donate to $FDMG School.
Okay.
If you don't have the Cash App, the full link is cash.me/$FDMG School. Okay. We need $1 million to fully rehab all 4 buildings. Yeah. But even if we only get a half of that, I should be able to get one of them 2 schools done.
So now he's saying for $500,000, he can get one of the schools done. Well, just with the IRS filings from 2020 through 2020, what is it? 2020 through 2024, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 5 years. That's $1.2 million that he raised right there, that he had. We're not counting 2025. We're not counting 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, or 19. So why aren't renovations done yet? I have Umar on record saying that for the small school, it was going to cost him $300,000. Let me see if it comes up in my notes. Yes, not. But I have them on record. It was one of the earlier videos. Well, I shouldn't say earlier videos. It was one of the videos in and around February 2019. Anyway, the numbers are all over the place because Umar, he's a liar. And based upon what he said in both these videos, he should have had enough money from 2022 through 2025, just those years, 5 years, to have renovations complete. But they're still not complete. All right, let's get back to the video of Umar gambling. Here we go.
Chili in Vegas tonight.
Oh, this is the other one.
1.2, that will take care of the whole campus. So we gonna do Wheel of Fortune, Ifatunde.
We got to play, family. Y'all think I'm... So what is this?
Cash.
How do you know how much to put, or you just choose a random? Need 3 of any one of them to come up
1,000
in order to win anything.
Yeah.
If I get 3 bars,
Yeah. 3.
I'm gonna put 20. I'm gonna put 20 on it. This is not FDMG money. This is my money.
So you have an organization?
A school that we're building in Wilmington, Delaware. I'm a school psychologist. And we're raising money. We have 2 schools. We're almost done the small one, but we need $1 million for the big. Yes. So.
Good luck. I have to sell.
We're so glad you stopped by.
All
Let's
right.
have some fun.
In order for you to win the $1 million?
Yes.
You notice he said we're almost done with the small one. Okay, this was in 2021. This is over 4 years ago.
You need to play 5. Now, if you
We
don't
gotta
win
play.
the million, it's okay. So this one has to be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's spun automatically,
Yeah.
so I don't.
You could do
Okay,
that.
I could do it now. I could do it now.
Nothing.
Okay. And how do I know how much money I have left? Credits.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Let me do another one. We doing another one. Do I still get the
Last one.
last one, y'all? $20 go that fast?
Yeah, because you're playing the $5. Okay, try this one. You want to play more?
Try another one. Okay. Okay, mama. Thank you. I'm not doing too good. I lost $20 in 1 minute, y'all. I can't do this. I just spent $20. We did 3 spins. We didn't hit for FDMG. Okay, the ancestors don't want me to get the money this way. The ancestors don't want me to get the money this way, family. We gotta get the money with the donations. Hit the Cash App. Y'all want me to go broke? Hit the Cash App.
Why would you go broke? What that got to do with the donations? Shouldn't you have your own money? If you're going broke, that should be your personal money. So why are you asking people to send you donations so that you won't go broke with your personal money unless the donations is your personal money? Hit the one. See this guy? You notice he says that the ancestors don't want him to get it that way too, right?
$ FDMG school. Hit the PayPal. PayPal.me/F. Play the dollar machine. Where the dollar machine at? Somebody said play the dollar machine. We got to get these schools done, family. Hit the Cash App. $ FDMG school. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy, family. We got to get this money. I might spend $20 more. I don't gamble, but we got to get the money up. This is for the school. Liberation. Y'all said don't gamble no more. Should I do another $20 and cut?
But I thought you just said the ancestors said not to do it this way.
Should I do another $20 or just penny slots? How much I'm going to win at a penny slot? We need a mill, family. We need a mill, family.
Okay, so this is 2021. He said the ancestors aren't supposed to, that they don't want him to be gambling and try to get the money for the school. Okay, let's go to 2022.
I hit a few slots, winning some dollars to renovate the Frederick Douglass building at the FDMG. Fresh and Fit mentioned me in the show. What they had to say?
Credits. Hit the Cash App. We got to get money by any means. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. We need $1 million for the Frederick Douglass High School. Come on. Got a credit of $16. Let's see what we got. Total bet. Let's go, family. Give it to me now. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to Big Papa. Give it to Big Papa. What we got? What we got? What we got? I don't even know what I'm doing because I don't know how to gamble. This is crazy.
No, he don't know how to gamble, but he was gambling the year prior.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I am a tiger. I am a tiger. Tiger year just ended. I am a tiger. I need some money to the Grand Buddha.
That part always cracks me up. I need some money to the Grand Buddha. But you see how he's talking? He gambles. And his nephew explained it. It's part of their family culture. Umar's mama gamble. Used to take the nephew to gamble. Umar gamble. I even remember Umar took his mama gambling one time. I remember. And that wasn't on video, but he talked about it. Right? It was a post on his Instagram page. Here we go.
Need some money. Come on, let's make it pop. All right. What we got? We got some credits. Hit the Cash App. We got to get money by any means necessary.
Okay, so he's gambling and telling you guys to hit the Cash App for school donation money.
Frederick Douglass High School renovations coming right up. Okay. Let's see what we got. What we got? Am I going to win some money? When am I going to win some money? I need some money. Shout out to Las Vegas for packing the auditorium. West Las Vegas Public Library auditorium is packed. We need funding, brothers and sisters.
All right. Anyway, he keeps going and it goes, here's the cash out voucher.
Cash out? Let me see. I just hit the cash out. Cash out. Cash out voucher.
$9.90. He spent $20 to get $9.90.
$9.90. Let me see. Can I put it back in there?
He wants to spend it. He said, let me go in and spend this voucher.
Not
See that?
out. Let's go. Let's go. Hit the cash app.
Hit the cash
PayPal.
app. Hit the PayPal. He ain't got no sense.
Hit the cash app. Hit the PayPal. I hit. Uh-oh. I hit, y'all. Uh-oh. 18 hours. I could get my $20 back.
No, you gonna keep going.
I'm cashing out. I had enough of this. I'm cashing out. We cashing out.
now say $15.29. You didn't cash out nothing. You lost about $4 and something cents. You goofy. Umar like, yeah, I won. He's like, yeah, I won. Let me play one last thing and then we'll get back to the other video. Here we go.
Tell me about you, because you're the one who went out
Because remember, Umar said that it was going to cost $1 million for both sides of the street, but watch this.
and spent all your money on Christmas gifts last week. Don't tell me about the white man. Tell me about you. $2 million on Air Jordans every year. $4 million on liquor every year. Black women, $20 million on weave and perm every year. Black men, $3 million.
I would go and fact check all this, but I ain't got time.
Dollars on Timberlands every year. And we want to go cry and talk about how the white woman is miseducating black kids. Yeah, it's true. I work in the schools. White women can't stand our damn kids. But guess
Okay, this is in 2019. Umar was not working in any school and hadn't been working since 2011. He's a pathological liar.
what? Neither can you. While I'm talking to the parents, I'm going to give y'all some rules that y'all can use in the schools. A new year coming up. But before I do, I want to first say thank you. I want to say thank you to Detroit. I want to say thank you to Flint, Kalamazoo, Big Rapids, Grand Rapids, Muskegon, all throughout the state. And why do I want to say thank you? Because 5 years ago, we started raising money to purchase a school. And we finally purchased that school in February of this year. And we don't have one school. We got 2 schools in Wilmington, Delaware. So thank you, Black Michigan. Thank you, Black Michigan. We got 2 schools in Wilmington, Delaware, 4 buildings altogether. We have an Honorable Marcus Garvey building and an Honorable
There are no schools and there's 3 buildings.
Frederick Douglass building. And right now we're raising money to try to renovate the Garvey building first because it's the smaller. It takes us $1 million to do the whole thing. I'm not asking you for.
See how he says it's $1 million to do the whole thing? But from 2020 through 2024, Umar raised $1.2 million. Well, watch what else he says. Watch this.
No money tonight. I didn't come here for that. I'm just giving you an update on where we are. $1 million for the whole campus, $350 for the Garvey building.
$350 for the Garvey building. That's what he calls a small school. Well, if it only costs $350 for that small school, Umar should be sitting at, just from 2022 through 2024, he should be sitting on $1.2 million. So why isn't the Garvey school finished? If it is only going to be, what did he say, $350,000? What did he say? Good question. What did he say? He said $350,000, right? Didn't he say $350,000?
building first because it's the smaller. It takes us $1 million to do the whole thing. I'm not asking you for no money tonight.
Yeah, $350,000.
I'm just giving you an update on where we are. $1 million for the whole campus, $350 for the Garvey building, and I hope we raise that money by April of this year so we.
Okay, and this video is from December 31st of 2019. So he's saying $350,000 in this video, but let's go just 2 months prior to this, October 5th of 2019. Watch what Umar says here.
In Nationalist Academy where Garveyism is a curriculum. This is the Prince of Pan Africanism, International Ifa Tunde, King Kong Consciousness, the most requested black scholar on the face of the earth, 10 years straight, nobody comes close. The most significant black intellectual of the 21st century, one of the greatest orators of the modern age, the greatest black school psychologist in American history. I am.
This is all narcissism.
Dr. Umar Johnson. This is my first live stream.
Motel, hotel, Holiday Inn.
In over a year.
See, this is right after he got evicted.
Other than my Black Parent teleconferences, this has been my first live stream in almost 2 years. That is because we have acquired the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy buildings, 2 schools, 4 buildings. And
okay, they're abandoned buildings, and there's 3 of them. There's no schools, there's 3 abandoned buildings.
I want to say thank you to every brother and sister. I want to say thank you to every brother and sister who helped us by donating to the FDMG Fund to purchase that 4-building campus in Wilmington, Delaware. But the time is not to stop. We must push forward. We must push forward and we must keep on going. We are not done. We are halfway there, but we have not completed the journey. As black people, we have a bad habit of starting but not finishing. As Africans, we have a bad habit of starting but not finishing. We must finish the job. Continue to donate your checks and money orders payable to the FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634, P.O. Box 9634, P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware 19809.
Remember, in the video that Umar posted 2 months after this video, he said 350,000, right? Okay, let's go. Watch this.
Send them in. If you used to send 20, send 40. If you used to send 100, send 200. If you used to send 500, send 1,000. We need 1 million.
Again, Umar, by this point, he's evicted. He was evicted from his residence and has been homeless ever since. But you see the desperation in his voice? He done tricked off so much money.
$10 to renovate the campus. I want it done by next spring so we can celebrate the centennial. I want it done by next spring so we can celebrate the centennial of the red, black, and green flag. The
next spring, that would be spring of 2020.
Red, black, and green Marcus Garvey flag turns 100 years old August of 2020. Let's get ready with a massive celebration on the grounds.
Oh yeah, August. Okay, he's saying August of 2020. So he wants it to be finished by the spring of 2020. But then I guess he's saying have that school open in August of 2020. Okay, we're in 2025.
Our grounds of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. We need $1 million. We need $1 million. But if we get $500,000, we can finish half the campus. If we get $250,000, we can finish at least the Marcus Garvey building.
In this video, he's saying it's $250,000. He said $250,000. But in the video that we just watched, which is 2 months later, almost 3 months later, he says he needs $350,000. Hit the one. How do you go from 250,000 to 350,000 in 2 months? And if it was only 250,000 back in October 5th of 2019, then why aren't the schools renovated? In fact, in 2020, you put on the paperwork. Did I say 2022, 2020? No, yeah. For 2020, Umar had inside of a non-interest bearing account, he had cash over $500,000. That's what he reported to the IRS. Well, if you had it sitting in the bank in 2020, why didn't you just use that money to finish renovations in 2019? Homeboy. The point being is that if it costs only $250,000, you lied to the IRS. Either that or you had the money and you just decided not to spend it and you just kept getting money and begging for people so they get renovations started. But you had the money just to, at bare minimum, to get the small school completed, the small bando completed. But according to the IRS filings, you have $500,000 sitting in a non-interest bearing account. You said you can do at least half of the side of the street for $500. If it's 500, then you should have been. Why isn't now we're in 2025? You had enough money then. Why you still haven't done it? Am I making sense? You see how much of a con man this guy is? He said 350,000, but 2 months before that, he said 250,000. But in IRS filings for 2020, he said he had $500,000 sitting in a non-interest bearing account. Well, if you had that money sitting in there, why don't you just go on ahead and finish up renovations on half of the side of the street? But that's not all. I just want to finish one last thing. I know how we said we was going to be done, but one last thing. How many buildings did Umar say he had up at these trap bandos? Because he always does this. If you go onto Google Maps and you do a bird's eye view, you will see that there are 3 separate buildings. And that's it. And that's fine. But Umar, he says 4. But I want to play something to you guys. Play something for you guys. This just goes to show, just with these figures, how they change. And if you look at what he's saying back in 2019, he should have had the money to finish all this back then. And by now, most definitely. But even the amount of buildings that this guy allegedly purchased back in February 2019, that has changed. Now, normally he says 4. There's 3, but he says 4. But I want y'all to listen to what Umar says in this video. Watch this.
When you want to relax.
The revolution is my fun. Like, I literally love educating. I love organizing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, right now, since we've just acquired the campus for the very first Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, which will be in
Okay, this is April 19th of 2019.
Delaware, and we want all your viewers and readers and listeners to please donate and help us raise money for that school. There's 3 stages in the FDMG process. Stage 1 is acquisition. We've achieved that. We've purchased the school outright. We own it. Thank you to all my donors around the world who made that happen. We have a 4 to 5 building campus. It is beautiful.
What? See the embellishment? He's lying. It's 3, but he normally says 4. But in this case, he says 4 to 5. What do you mean 4 to 5? This is 2 months after you acquire these trap banners, but it's 4 to 5. I know it don't make sense. I know it don't make sense. Let me just do one other thing, because I want to show y'all something. This will take about 2 minutes. Then we'll get back to the video. We'll rewind this down. We'll be back tomorrow to hopefully finish it up. I'm saying hopefully because, you know. let me do this right here. I'm gonna take I'm gonna do a screenshot right here of these traps, and then I'm gonna pull it up, and you guys tell me how many buildings is up over here. Here, let me pull it up right here. Here you go. Oh, hold on one second. Let me see something. Look. Okay, you guys tell me, how many buildings are there? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Or is it 5? You don't tell me. It goes to show you how much of a pathological liar he is. See, the idea for Umar is if I say that it's 4, then that means that I made a great, I made a great purchase, as opposed to saying 3 or as opposed to saying 2. That's why he also says, you know, he has 2 schools. No, he has 3 abandoned buildings. If you look right here, you'll see 3 buildings. There's the large building on one side of the street. That's one parcel. It has 3 large HVAC units up there on the roof, and then 3 smaller ones. You go to the other side of the street, that's a separate parcel, and there's that small, what he calls a small school. It's really a small abandoned building. There's 1 large HVAC unit on there. And then you look next to it, it's on the same side of the street, and there's different addresses for each one of these too, by the way. There's 3. As you see the small gym, it has a small HVAC on the side, not on the roof. Okay, but the point is that what we're looking at here is 3 buildings. There's 3 abandoned buildings. Umar says he has 4 buildings, and in that interview that we just played, he says 4 or 5. He's a pathological liar. Just like he says he's a school principal. He's not a school principal. He says he's a school psychologist. He's still saying it in 2025. He's not a school psychologist. He's the most requested scholar. He's not the most requested scholar. He's a therapist. He's never been a therapist. He says he's a certified school psychologist. He holds no certifications. Okay? The point is, Umar lies over and over and over again. So, like I was saying before, there's so many different lies that we can catch Umar in, but the financial part is an important one, because you see, month to month, he changes how much money he needed to finish renovations. He said 350,000, then he said 500,000, then he said 500,000, 350,000. One time he said $250,000. You mean to tell me that he didn't have that amount of money, $250,000 in 2019, where in 2020 he reported the IRS that just inside of a non-interest bearing account. This is separate from the amount of money that he collected in 2020. He said he had over $500,000 in there. Well, why didn't he just finish up with this small one side of the street with that $500,000? So either he's lied to the IRS, or he did have the money, but he didn't want to tell people that, and he just wanted to keep people have people keep sending him money. I think he lied to the IRS. That's what I think. Yeah, 350. Really, you can say 250,000 to $1.2 million. But even if we take the 1.2 for both sides of the street, Umar raised that amount of money from 2020 through 2024, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, in 5 years. Since the St. Paul school scam, it's been 11 years. Where'd the money go? Well, FDM is like hand of spades. Umar has 4 and a possible. Yeah, maybe a possible. Yeah. What's up? I did you well. All right, let's get back to the main video. We're going to go for another 30 minutes. Okay, that'll get us to the 3-hour mark. We got 1,400 people in the building. Thank you guys so much. I know we've been on a bit of an excursion, but it's all good. We'll come back tomorrow to hopefully finish up with this video. The poll question is, what is your favorite Umar Johnson nickname? 18% said Big Papa, 31% said Ifatunde 3 times. 17, I actually like that one. 17% said Prince Ifatunde, and 34% overwhelmingly said Man Jaw Maniac. All right, shout out to Lene. We have 723 likes. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And also, thanks to everyone who sent in super chats. I think I'm all caught up with the super chat. Damn, the timeline don't lie. Yeah, it doesn't. And that's why I've always been big on timeline. You know, I've always been big on that. I have a timeline that I'm working through for the documentary. There's a whole lot of stuff I still need to put on there. I'm at the point in the documentary where Umar, he's an undergraduate. So I have to include when he starts, when he graduates. Also, when he starts getting put on child support, all that stuff would be in the documentary. But the timeline is so important. And if you do enough research on Umar and you get clear on the timeline, you'll realize that the figures don't make sense. Even the donation figures, there's time where the donation figures, it actually goes down over a period of time. Okay, when I have that document, it's going to blow people's mind. See, it shows two things. One, that Umar's a liar, but also, I don't think that Umar even knows how much money he's raised at this point. And I don't think he's known for a long time, for years now, because the money comes in, the money goes out. He doesn't have an accountant. If he had an accountant, the accountant would be like, wait a minute, you got $500,000 inside of a non-interest bearing account. Why don't you put that into an investment vehicle? You know, and so you ain't doing nothing. Just put the money in an investment vehicle and let it sit, a high interest savings account. I mean, why not? But see, the money was coming in and the money goes out. But over time, you look at the timeline, even what he says over time, the amount of money that this guy said that just in the first, I think he said the first year he had raised $500,000. If memory serves me correctly. Let me go look real quick. Hold on one second. Yeah, in January. Okay, he said this was in 2015, December of 2015. He said he had already raised $500,000. So really, it's a year and a half. And a year and a half, he had raised $500,000. You can find this in Dr. Umar Johnson's last lecture of 2015, Detroit. It's on Killer Kev Productions on YouTube. It's a December 2015. I can pull it up, but just take my word for it. He said in January, I'll return to Detroit to look for schools. FDMG donations is over $500,000. Okay, he started in what did he say? May of 2000. I've heard him say April, but I've also in this video, this live stream, he said May. So we're talking June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We're talking about a year and a half. He had already raised $1 million, and here we are now, 10 years later. He said he had raised $500,000, $500,000 back then, after a year and a half. And then here we are now a decade later. Yeah, almost a decade later, and he still hasn't raised $1 million. I also have him on record saying that he had raised $500,000 in a year. This was on the Breakfast Club interview from August 31st of 2015. Umar said it. He stated at the 40-minute and 50-second mark, FDMG GoFundMe was at 106,000 or 160,000. It got up to 416,000 something, 406,000 something like that, before they shut him down for fraud. That's just GoFundMe. That's the school right there. The purchase price was around that amount. Where's all the rest of the money go? But he said in a year, he said he had collected $1 million on the Breakfast Club in 2015. He said 500,000 raised so far. That's August 31st of 2015. He also said $500,000 in a year. This was an interview on Dr. Umar Johnson. No, it was a lecture, Atlanta, Georgia, December 2015. It's on YouTube. The YouTube page is Imani Warren. I have Umar on record in 2014 stating that he had raised $150,000 in 30 days. If you raise $150,000 in just 30 days, how much have you raised over the last 11 years? Yeah, I should play that for you guys. Okay, you can take my word for it. I've never lied on this guy, but I got it because this goes to show you how much of a con man this guy is. This guy said, I raised $150,000 in 30 days. This is July 18, 2014. The YouTube page is Destiny Muhammad, Dr. Umar Johnson, FDMG RBG Academy update. Many of you guys, I think you guys, some of you, I think I've shown this quite a few times already. So we're going to go to, yeah, you guys, I've played this before, but I'm going to play it again. Just so you guys, listen, I don't have to make anything up. Here you go. The timestamp, I don't have a timestamp on here. Okay, I'll have to skip through. It's before the 26-minute mark. Here we go.
Pulling them strings. But anyway, I'm standing in the party last night. This is Wendy Williams, y'all know her, historic troublemaker. Anyway, I said, what? We've been trying to reach them. They said, yeah, but they're going to auction. It's all over the newspaper. They're about to sell it to the highest bidder. I said, why nobody never called us back? He said, I don't know. So with no money, not that type of money, I jumped.
Okay, again, this is Umar talking about the St. Paul school scam.
Jumped on the internet, jumped on the telephone. I called the white realty company that the black college put in charge of the auction. I said, look, I'm Dr. Umar Johnson, and I need this school for our boys. I don't know what it's going to take to get it, but we can't afford this piece of real estate to be sold. Not just for me, not just for our boys, but let's keep in mind our ancestors who fought and died for us to have this college in the first place. So the white folks said, look, we understand your passion. We know all about you. We've been on YouTube. And we respect what you're trying to do. But money talks and everything else walks. So I called the president of the college, who has been very supportive. Let me take the very out. He's been supportive, okay? And I told him about what I was trying to do. He said, look, brother, we got to sell the school because we got debts like everybody else and we don't want it to go belly up, the bank claim it or what have you. We don't want the school to go into debt, foreclosure. So I said, what do you think I should bid? Because I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put a bid in. He said, well, we owe about $2 million in debt. So if you're gonna do a bid, you might want to start around 3 because we want to wipe out the debt so whoever takes the college after us.
Yeah, the minimum bid was $2.5 million, if memory serves me correctly.
Start off with a fresh slate. So I said, okay, let me put in a $3 million bid. They got the bid. They said, we received your bid, but you got.
Wait, what? What'd he just say?
I put 4% down, which was about $150,000, and they gave me 24 hours to get it.
So he's saying that they wanted him to do $3 million and 10% down. That's not how that worked. The minimum bid was $2.5 million. Boy, is Black Anonymous in here? This is crazy. Yeah, but he's trying to spin it as if he put in a $3 million bid. But then he says 10% down. Whatever he said, let me go ahead. Yeah, he never put in a bid. He never did. Hold on a second. I got to go back because I did not catch this, and I've watched it probably about 2 or 3 times.
Wipe out the debt so whoever takes the college after us, start off with a fresh slate. So I said, okay, let me put in a $3 million bid. They got the bid. They said, we received your bid.
What? And this guy, damn, what? He is. And you're right, Aki. This is just Umar. He's freestyle. He's making this up. He freestyling on the spot. I mean, this guy just said, I put in a $3 million bid. What? This video is from July 18th of 2014. According to Umar, he started raising money in May of 2014. I've also heard him say April. So May, June, July, August, September, excuse me. So in 2 months, is that what he's saying? In 2 months, he had raised $3 million? What's up, Ruben? Oh, I don't know. This guy, he's so. If he put in $3 million back then, this guy he has to be closer to $5 million. He never put in a bid though. He's talking about a bail bond, but they'll take 10% to stay off your house. Yeah, just give me 10%. We get you up out of there. Don't you act up because you ain't get the money back. All right. Umar is he wild. He is something else, and he just lied to the people. Yeah, $3 million in 2 months. This guy, he crazy. He said, I'll put in 10%. All right.
He said, well, we owe about $2 million in debt. So if you're going to do a bid, you might want to start around 3 because we want to wipe out the debt so whoever takes the college after us, start off with a fresh slate. So I said, okay, let me put in a $3 million bid. They got the bid.
What? This guy, I cannot believe he said this. Listen, I've watched many Umar videos. The research is it's just ridiculous, astounding. The amount of research I've done, taking notes, this document I'm looking at. This is just through 2018. I'm still stuck in 2019. It's 254 pages, 50,050 words. And yet I didn't catch this. This is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard Umar say.
I said, what do you think I should bid? Because I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put a bid in. He said, well, we owe about $2 million in debt. So if you want to do a bid, you might want to start around 3, because we want to wipe out the debt. So whoever takes the college after us, start off with a fresh slate. So I said, okay, let me put in a $3 million bid. They got the bid. They said, we received your bid, but you got to put 4% down, which was about 100.
Now he's saying 4%, but that's not the bidding system. It was a blind bid, or you don't know what anyone else is putting in, what their bid is, and the starting bid, if memory serves me correctly, was $2.5 million. I can pull up the paperwork and show it to you guys. Let me show you how much of a liar this guy is. Watch this. There you go. In fact, let me pull up both of these. I should pull up all 3, in fact. Yeah, I'll pull up all 3. This guy, it's amazing how he lies like that. It's incredible. So here is the poster that was outside right here. See the Auction College campus, 135 acres, 31 buildings. It says total 272,000 square feet, St. Paul's College. St. Paul's College, founded in 1888. It's called a sealed bid auction sale. Y'all see this? A sealed bid auction, April 9th of 2014. And there's one other picture I want to pull up for you guys. Actually, I don't see it in here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's the image that shows the starting bid price. Oh, here it is. I think this is it right here. Let me see. Yeah, this is it. See right here? Sealed bid auction, historic St. Paul's College, Lawrenceville, Virginia. The overview, sale overview, the starting bid, you start with $2.5 million. But and that's, you have to start. That's just to actually get in. It's not like, you put 10% down. It doesn't say anything like that. The starting bid is $2.5 million. But Umar says that he was going to put in a bid for $300,000, but then it was 10%. You see what I'm saying? This guy lies so much. I'm amazed. I never
80,000 in 24 hours to get it. And the only way I told him about what I was trying to do, he said, look, brother, we got to sell the school because we got debts like everybody else, and we don't want it to go belly up, the bank claim it, or what have you. We don't want the school to go into debt, foreclosure. So I said, what do you think I should bid? Because I said, I'm going to go ahead and put a bid in. He said, well, we owe about $2 million in debt. So if you want to do a bid, you might want to start around 3, because we want to wipe out the debt. So whoever takes the college after us, start off with a fresh slate. So I said, okay, let me put in a $3 million bid. They got the bid.
Boy, he said they got the bid. This guy, boy, this is crazy.
They said, we received your bid, but you got to put 4% down.
So he's saying he just puts in a bid of $3 million, but it's they want 4%. Well, shit, you could have just said, I'll put in a $5 million bid then. That's how it worked, right? I'm just going to put shit. I just put in the paperwork. I didn't send him no money. I said, I'm going to put in 10 million. I ain't got the money, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm I'll put this $10 million bid in. They said they want 4% off of it. This guy, he's something else. and I showed you the he said he had, well, actually, I didn't get to that part. It's actually, I think it's earlier. He says that he had raised $150,000 in 30 days. Then he said he had raised $160,000 in 40 days. Okay.
Which was about $150,000, and they gave me 24 hours to get it. And the only way I know to get $150,000 in 24 hours, I got to go talk to the dope boys on the corner.
What?
And y'all know Dr. Umar can't get involved in that. FBI waiting for that. So I said, I ain't got that money. They said, well, we're sorry, the auction is tomorrow. This is the April auction, because y'all know they just had another one.
He's so sassy with his hand movements.
So anyway, they called me back 2 days later. I was happy to see the realtor's number on my caller ID. I said, yes, this is Dr. Umar Johnson. They said, the property didn't sell.
He just bored this guy.
I said, okay. They said, have your lawyer, get in touch with our lawyer, and send us a purchase proposal, and let's see what we can do to help you get to school. So I got with my lawyer in New York, he got with them, we put the proposal together, boom, boom, boom. They said, why don't you come down here and tour the campus? Which is what I wanted to do anyway. So I took the 6 hours.
Okay, this is not what happened. This is not what happened. Umar went down there and did a whole video. You guys remember that? He did a whole video down there.
Hour ride from Philadelphia to Lawrenceville, Virginia. And just so you know where Lawrenceville is, family, it's 90 miles from Richmond, 90 miles from the North Carolina border. So you ain't talking Northern Virginia, you're talking Southern Virginia. You're literally a deep breath away from North Carolina. It's the south of Virginia. So I took that 6-hour ride, toured the campus. Those of you who have been on the website, drumarjohnsonschool.com, that video that we did that literally on the home the day after I toured. In other words, I went down there, I met with the president of the college, the brother, met with the white folk, we went through all the buildings, I took notes. The building is in good shape, brothers and sisters. But what I like most about
I've never seen any video of him doing that tour. Well, we can get deeper into this, but Black Anonymous knows the whole backstory behind this, because Black Anonymous contacted the people up there, and Umar he wasn't active in any of this. He went down there with someone to record, and they went down there and recorded. But it's not like he was meeting with the people to try to make something happen. He was just using it as like a video op. You know how they have photo ops? So that he can continue, at least it would look more legitimate that he's trying to purchase these I shouldn't say that, these buildings down there, this college, so that he can keep getting money out of people. In fact, let me show y'all something right quick. And most of you guys have seen this, but this is what I'm referring to, this video right here that Umar uploaded. He uploaded it in May of 2014.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Umar Johnson, and I am a school psychologist and doctor of clinical psychology.
And he wasn't a school psychologist either at that time. And in terms of a doctor, it's not like he was practicing anywhere. So this is just self-appointed titles.
In addition to that, I hold degrees in political science and education.
Yeah, he has a double major in political science. That was an undergraduate degree in psychology, but he counts that as 2 separate degrees. It's 1 degree.
I am here at the historic St. Paul's College. This beautiful campus, 135 acres of which I hope to make the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for African Children. This college, St. Paul's, was opened on September the 24th, 1888, by a contemporary of the great Booker T. Washington. That great ancestor's name was James Solomon Russell. Father Russell opened this college with less than a dozen students.
Yeah, notice Umar doesn't have a team.
And by the time it reached its zenith, St. Paul's College owned more than 1,000 acres of land and housed more than 1,000 African children. But unfortunately, last summer, June of 2013, the board of directors of this college graduated the last class of students from St. Paul's College. I'm hoping that you will help me keep this college in the hands of the African American community. I have a plan for this campus. I want to turn this campus into the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. There's a war in this country against black boys. I don't have to tell you, only 1 out of every 4 African American boys will graduate from high school. I don't have to tell you that 2 out of every 4 African American boys at some point in his life will be under the supervision of America's criminal justice system.
So this is all emotional manipulation, in particular for black women, single black mothers who have these types of fears, for their sons.
I don't have to tell you that there's a school to prison pipeline that runs out the back.
It's amazing because in 2025, Umar called the police on them kids up at these trap banners in Wilmington, Delaware. Hit the one. This guy.
Door of the school into the front door of the prison. I want to stop that. And I want you to help Dr. Umar Johnson stop that by donating to my fundraiser, by helping me.
That part always cracks me up. We just walking in them jeans, looking like Sasquatch. this Sasquatch polar bear just walking through. No, he ain't meeting with nobody. He just uses it as a video op.
And our ancestors raised the money necessary to acquire St. Paul's campus. We need this 135 acres for our children. We have the dormitories.
Yeah, I like that house right there. That's nice.
We have the gymnasium. We have the lecture halls.
Them jeans, boy.
We have the cafeteria. We have a beautiful student center. I want this school to be a blueprint, a role model to every other individual.
We are looking like a black Yeti. Because usually Yetis are white, right? All right, let me stop.
Independent African school in the world to show them that African children are not the intellectual inferiors of European Americans.
Yeah.
To show them that our children want to learn as much as anyone else. I'm tired of the phone calls from our mothers and fathers crying about what's being done to their children. I'm tired of special education when it's not necessary.
Yeah, that's a good point right there. He hasn't completed one classroom at FDMG in Wilmington to ban those. What is he going to do with the whole college campus? That's crazy. I ain't even thought about that. How many buildings was it? Because it said how many buildings it was. Can you imagine? Umar up here like Chewbacca. He did remind me. That's what he reminded me now I think about it. Because I'm in the sci-fi. I love me Star Wars. Nimi says, why he's so far away in the video? Tuck your shirt in. Well, the thing is, they went up there and it's more like, let's get this done. They didn't really have a plan. That's why even it's like he walks down this bridge and they edit in shots of the school here and there. It wasn't professionally done. It's just him and his homeboy went up there. It's just a video op. Then they run this, and then they use this was the main video that Umar used back then to get donations out of people. Back in 2014. This was the main one. What was that? Huh? What you doing? Oh, okay. My daughter's calling my son. I said, what? I thought she calling me. So you calling me by my first name. What you tripping? She talking to my son.
Tired of ADHD diagnoses and conduct disorder diagnoses and oppositional defiance diagnoses and learning disability diagnoses and emotional disturbance diagnoses. I'm tired, and I want you to be tired with me of our children being forced to exist in a system that was not designed to educate them in the first place. I want to give them a heaven on earth. I want to give them a home away from home. And I want St. Paul's College to be that place. Imagine a school where children don't have to be suspended. Imagine a school.
That little boy over there with the plaid shirt looked like my son. Every time I see it, I say, what in the world?
Where your child never gets expelled. Imagine a school where your child never gets misdiagnosed and put in special education. Imagine a school where you don't have to worry about the teachers trying to force you to put your son or daughter on dangerous psychiatric medication. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, community stakeholders of the African race, I implore you, I beg you, I summon you, and I petition you to donate to this cause. Donate to this fundraiser. Let us show the world that we care enough about our children and enough about our history and enough about our ancestors.
Yeah, if you donate, if you're in the chat room, you donated before, and you're okay with letting us know, let us know and then tell us how much you donated. It's sad, it really is.
To keep St. Paul's College in the hands of the African American community and in the hands of Dr. Umar Johnson and in the interest of African children and under the skies of Almighty God and our ancestors, help me keep this college alive and keep the dream of its founder, James Solomon Russell, alive.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that, Kadar. It's sad. I mean, Umar don't care either. He don't care. It's just so sad. I mean, people giving this guy, it's millions of dollars at this point.
Forever.
Yeah. So this is the main video that Umar used to promote. He used to promote this all the time. It was on YouTube. That the original one was taken down, but there's another one that's still up there. And on his GoFundMe, that was the video that he had up there, and he had it on Facebook. It's just, at this point, it's not a good look. This is over 11 years ago. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Kadar. I'm so sorry to hear that. And there's so many people have donated to this guy, and not one black child has been educated. Black Wolf says, this the vid that got me for my $40. It came on like 4 a.m. one night. So it came on like about 4 a.m. and you saw it and sent him $40. Yeah, well, I'm sorry for that too. You know, and the amount is I don't even think that's the point of, obviously 5K it's significantly more than $40. So I'm not dismissing that. What I'm saying is that the principle of it all, excuse the pun, that Umar promised that he was going to do something, and people stepped up. People all over the world, and there's still people to this day that's still trying to send this guy money. And after over a decade, nothing has come into free. Umar has used this money for himself, most of it. He's used it for himself. It's that simple. People, they talk about Tariq Nasheed. One thing I can say about Tariq Nasheed is that, and again, his content's not my cup of tea, but when he's collected money, he says he's going to do something, he's done it. Now, do I know for everything? Because I don't follow him. I don't watch his video. I don't know, but I know for the Hidden Colors, he produced Hidden Colors. For what was it? I can't remember the year, 1402 or something, 1860, whatever it was. That one, he collected money, he produced it. Even for the museum, he collected money for it. And he does have a museum. It's a lot smaller than what he had shown and I get that. But with Umar, there's a huge difference that the money that people have sent to Umar, nothing has come out of it. And he's out here gambling. The numbers change. The amount of number of buildings change. First, it's really 3. He says 4. Then he says 5. He says he needs at one point he says he needs 500,000 to finish one side of the street. He says he needs $1 million for both sides, and he says I need 250,000 for the small school. Then he says he needs 350,000 for the small school. Now, all these things combined, you got people all over the world that have put their faith, at least some level of faith, into Umar, and they were willing to send him some money. And what has come out of it? Nothing. And he's still asking for money to this day. It's sad. It's really sad. Yeah. Thank you, Black Wolf, for the super chat. Lene never donated too. She said that in an interview. She never donated to Umar. I think someone needs to put Umar on medication. Yeah, I actually think that Umar, I think he has meds, in my opinion. I think he does. And I have videos of him popping pills. And he says these are herbs. No, those are pills. And here comes the fly. I ain't seen this fly all day. Here he comes. Clearly, some of these videos, he's manic. Other videos, he's not. When he was gambling, you can tell he's manic. In this video right here, he's manic too.
The Frederick Douglass building is the ultimate goal, but we can start off with the Marcus Garvey building. Send in your donations.
See this?
Let's get this done. I'm the only institution builder in the modern conscious movement. Let's get this done. the first school of its kind. Let's get it done. A true revolutionary Pan African Nationalist Academy where
it's funny how he says the first school of its time as if it exists, but then he says, we need money in order to make it happen.
Garvey is a curriculum. Where African redemption is a curriculum. Where African spirituality is a curriculum. This ain't Dashiki's Drums and Black History Month. We're talking about the cycle.
Dr. Umar, big Griff wide football back. People be calling Umar a big back. Y'all don't do him like that. It's funny, but man, that's ruthless. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm not gonna let you influence me because I could go there, but I can pull up a video right now. I ain't gonna do that. Thanks you so way for super chat. Okay, let's get back to the original video and we'll go for 10 more minutes. Okay, and we'll come back to bar and finish up with that video. And I don't think I may be all caught up inside of the chat. Let me go ahead and close out this poll right quick. We have 773 likes, which is great. Thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate it. Let's see if we can get to 800 before we close up out of here. 1,638 votes. What is your favorite Umar Johnson nickname? 18% said Big Papa. 31% said Ifatunde 3 times. 70% said Prince Ifatunde. And then 34% said Man Jaw Maniac. Okay, so let me go ahead and close that poll. It's interesting. We got 1,638 votes, but only 781 likes. I'll figure, listen, if you're going to vote, go and hit that like button. It only take you 2 seconds. Okay, let me close out this poll. Thanks, everyone who voted. I appreciate it. All right, so let's get back to the main video, and we'll go for 10 more minutes, and then we'll finish up the rest tomorrow. Here we go.
Of this book. Recently, Al Sharpton came out and said that he was a confidential informant.
That's not new, though.
Yeah.
That came out.
Yeah, I've known about that. That's old news.
Before they just bringing it back up again. But yes, right. He wore a wire for the mob.
But think about that, right? Like so this is just coming up right before his convention came up, right? But now we're talking he's publicly saying, listen, I was a confidential informant because the mob tried to kill me, right? And then we had this NBA scandal come out. It's like it's almost feel like it's.
What does that got to do with anything? Boy, these both of them trip.
Media orchestrated, if you will.
I believe it. I think it's government orchestrated.
Yeah.
And I believe there's a bigger gambling scheme at play. There's a bigger sports scam at play.
Yeah.
Now that is possible. This could just be the beginning.
But they're using this small time black gambling ring to distract. Remember.
Okay, listen, it was not a black gambling ring. This was headed by the mob, and they give the names, the Chavosis and all this kind of stuff. The FBI director gives the names in the first press release. Umar, what are you talking about? See, what was happening was, in particular with Chauncey, because it's two separate things. The Chauncey Billups situation, that's the other thing. Umar, he's not even addressing the intricacies of this. The Chauncey Billups situation, Chauncey Billups was functioning as someone to bring people in to this scam because he's a basketball player. He's big time. So there are people they want to gamble just to gamble with him. You know what I'm saying? So y'all think of a basketball player or football player or someone real popular. I don't know, a rapper or a singer or something like that. And they're promoting this gambling ring, and what they're doing is they're using their notoriety and their name to get people interested. Oh yeah, I want to go and gamble with you. Yeah. So that's what he was doing. He was simply bringing people in, but he's not the one that orchestrated anything. He's not the one that put everything together. He was just the person he was like the lure on the hook to kind of get the fish, because that's the terminology that they use, something like that. To get they have sharks. They call them sharks, pool sharks or whatever shark, gambling sharks. Well, those are the people that they know what they're doing, and they know they're going to beat the fish. They need fish to come on in because that's fresh meat. We're going to get with them easy. We're going to get paid. They're going to lose their money. Well, what Chauncey Billups was doing was bringing the fish in. He's not the head of all this. So the families, and they give the names, the Geodoses and all this kind of stuff. Those are the mob families that are running this shit, not Chauncey Billups. Umar, what are you talking about? And then the other brother, that's a whole separate other issue of him. There were some bets that were put on him based upon him releasing information to some of his homeboys, allegedly. And based upon the information that he would release, then they would bet accordingly. And he had in one game, I saw the video footage of this. He told his homeboys, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna check myself out of the game," and that's precisely what he did. And so they bet on that, right? Bet the under, and they got paid because of it. And they saw they have these ways of kind of tracking bets, and if there's bets that a whole bunch of bets that come in on something that's kind of like, wait a minute, it's not probable that that's going to happen, then they look into it. And in this case, it wasn't probable that this would happen, and so many people had put in bets. So once they got all those bets in, it gets red flagged, and they look and they investigate it, and then they look for that game, and yeah, lo and behold, that's what the brother did. He checked himself out of the game. Wasn't nothing wrong with him. So these are two separate issues. Okay, I know they brought them up together in terms of talking about them because it's both associated with the NBA, but the NBA also investigated the brother for that checked himself out of the game. They investigated him a couple of years ago, but they didn't have enough evidence. A year and a half ago, something like that. They didn't have any evidence to indict him. With the FBI, they got the evidence. So Umar, he doesn't even know these. At least he's not referencing these intricacies. It's not these two black basketball players. Well, one black basketball player who's currently a basketball player, the other one the coach. That they're the linchpins. They're the ones that put all this together. No, they're lower tier. They're just used. Chauncey Billups in particular was used to get people to come in because and using his name and using his notoriety. Okay, he ain't running nothing. Here we go.
Whenever they got something going on that they don't want to deal with and don't want to expose, they'll find some black person guilty of the same offense. And they will lynch and convict the black person. And then the public thinks the problem has been dealt with. But you still got bigger gambling scams, right? Let's lock.
Okay, again, the family, the mob families, that's really what this is all about. Again, I know they mentioned their names, but people, what's been happening is because it's associated with sports. That's what people have been focusing on, but we don't know where this would lead later on down the line. This is Umar. He's spinning conspiracy theories.
R. Kelly up. The public thinks we're cracking down on sex trafficking. The government runs sex trafficking. You'll never see an end to sex trafficking. Answer this: how can 400,000 children go missing every year? Every year. That's systemic. If this was random crazy people kidnapping kids, why is it not 100,000 this year, 50,000 next year? It would be variable. It's
What are you talking about? We're going to go 5 more minutes.
organized. That's why it's 500,000 every year. The government is in charge of sex trafficking. Why? Number one, they need research for bioweapons. What is the one thing you need that you can't buy? Organs, people for research. So you kidnap the kids and research them. The government need body for research for bioweapons. They need organs, the underground organ harvesting market. Because you know, millionaires and billionaires, they don't have a problem having somebody executed for their kidney, liver, heart, or spleen. Right? Third reason, these sick pedophiliac secret societies that require sexual exploitation of kids as rituals. Epstein on now. See, one thing you got to understand about rich, white, powerful men, they never want to die because they have it so easy. They don't ever want to go back there. You feel me? Dying for them is hell.
Most people don't want to die. What are you talking about? Any of y'all want to die? I mean, listen, I don't mean to joke about this, but I you know, at some point I'm up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I've come to grips with that, but do I want to die right now? Not really. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a billionaire, but I not really. Umar, he's cool,
right? I want to live as long as I can. So in the world of demonic demonism, I don't even want to say spirituality, right? In the world of demonism, one of the things that they believe on that elite level is that sex with virgin children prolongs life. Also,
this guy. Okay, this is conspiracy theory shit from David Icke and Alex Jones. This is from back in the day. Here you go.
Drinking there's a certain fluid that is in the brain that they.
Yeah, it's the because it's not just in the brain; it's actually part of the spine too. This guy.
They believe if you consume that from a virgin child, you will live longer. In other words, the vampire mythology, what do vampires do? Drink blood to live longer. The same thing exists within these elite secret societies where they believe that they have to molest and drink the brain fluid of virgin children. And guess what children are the most desired? The African ones, because we're the original people. You see that? So if I can do this to an African child, the power that accrues to me is 10 times stronger than if I do it to a white one. The courts are in on it.
Yeah, y'all can look into a book. It was called The Transformation of America. You can also look into a book. Well, don't even look into the shit. It was called Thanks for the Memories. But let's keep going.
The judges are in on it. The police are in on it. I met with a woman, an elder in New Jersey, a couple years ago. She called me to her house. I didn't know. She said, Dr. Umar, I need to lay something on you. She started pulling out papers. She's showing me, this is how the court system is involved. This is how the foster care system is involved. That whole child sex trafficking thing, it is a very big deal. It'll never be exposed because you'll have to bring down the whole government. Now, let me take you to Trump real quick before you go to your next question. Donald Trump is a crash dummy for the white power structure. First of all, he don't run this country. No president does. The president is an employee, right? The National Security Agency runs this country. The Federal Reserve runs this country. The Trilateral Commission run this country. You follow me? Not Donald Trump. He's a
we were talking about this yesterday. Trilateral Commission. This is all the
crash dummy. Some people saying if Donald Trump wants to do all these things that he's doing, why is he crashing out so heavy so early? Normally, mind you, he ain't been in office a year.
Right.
January 20th will be the start of his second term. It ain't been a fucking year. Look what he's done. Look at all the people he laid off from government.
We're screaming.
About to cancel food stamps. Separating all the immigrants from their children. Turning your back on people who voted for you, black, white, and white. It's gonna be black, Latino, and white. Look at what he's done, and it ain't been a year yet. No president crashes out like this unless he has been forced to do it, number one. And number two, he is assured that there will be no repercussions. Donald Trump is not a career politician. He's a capitalist. He's a businessman. So it don't matter if he never gets another political opportunity because he can never be president again anyway. And he's not the type to want to go down and be a governor or a mayor. You follow me?
Steve Bannon said, though, he'll have a third.
Yeah, this host is just co-signing the ransom conspiracy of a person who's schizophrenic. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys something. Conspiracy theories, I was deep into it. It has the ability to really corrupt your mind. You know, your anxiety, paranoia. You know, and it can just spin way out of control. Then you start believing the stuff and delusional and all. Listen, I've been there. And it's just sad to see that Umar, he's still pulling from that well at the age of 51, and he's spinning all of these narratives. You know, and how he's connecting these things. It's, you know, connecting dots that don't exist.
Third term. That they're fighting for that.
Only if they want the United States to dissolve into civil war. I believe white people are pissed at Trump. And
yeah, we got 2 more minutes on this video. This is a Black conscious, everyone. Yeah, that's another thing that because there are people when they see these Umar videos, even the comment section, some of the comments for this video that we're watching now on the interviewer's YouTube page, you'll see people say things like, yeah, this is powerful and this is, you know, conscious, and he's a conscious leader and he's spitting facts. But if you really look at this, you realize very quickly that Umar, he's off his rocker. And it's so effortless. It's almost as if he believes it. But I get it, because there was a time where I used to believe in all kind of crazy shit, you know, reptilian shapeshifters and all this shit. I've been there. But for Umar to be at his age and to be in this position in life to be pulling this out like this, and I don't know, maybe the guy who's interviewing Umar, maybe his page is, he has conspiracy theories on there, so Umar wants to fit that bill. But Umar, he doesn't really talk like this that often. But for this interview, he's been doing it a lot. I referenced this yesterday. He's still doing it as we get deeper into the interview. Thank you, RPG TV.
Although normally a white president can get away with destroying the country as long as he makes sure white people know that they're better than everybody else, especially the blacks. Because if you give a poor white person with nothing the belief that he's still better than the black man, you can do whatever you want. Trump is doing that, but he's went so far that I think they even getting mad at him. And in fact, it ain't even been a complete year one. This is what I believe. One of my theories is the power structure, the deep state, the invisible government that runs this country and runs this world has dirt on Trump that definitively connects him to Epstein. Definitively, right?
Always screaming.
And if he doesn't want to go to jail, you're going to run for president again. We're going to make sure you win because votes don't decide elections anyway. Right. You're going to do everything.
Yeah, but he's not able to run again because you can only run for, well, he can only be president for 2 terms. But again, there's people who are speculating he's going to get there for a 3rd term. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway,
we tell you to do, you're going to crash out everything. And if you don't, we expose your Epstein file. Wow. The reason you know Donald Trump is not in charge, you're going to sit here and tell me that you think Donald Trump likes Netanyahu? You're going to sit here and tell me Donald Trump cares about Israel? Yeah. Hell no. Yeah. Why hasn't he went against Israel yet? Why hasn't Donald Trump went against Netanyahu yet?
Yeah, but most presidents don't do that. There's a long history of that. Anyway, we don't got to get into that now. I want to get through this part where we talk about Trump, and then we'll pause it there, and then we'll pick up tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll get through the rest of this for sure. Tomorrow, I promise we'll get started. And I'll give a brief introduction to the part 3, and then we'll get right into the video, okay? Because we got to get through this tomorrow, because there's other stuff I've been wanting to get to. Okay, here we go.
Because he knows if he does, Netanyahu, through the Israeli infiltration of American society, will expose his entire connection to Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump must do as he's told, or he will be exposed.
Sheesh. Let's talk about black economics and financial power for a second. So you've spoken about the importance of group economics.
Okay, we're gonna leave it right here. Okay, so we're gonna start tomorrow at the 1 hour mark. It's really the 1 hour and let's say 40-second mark. And then the whole video, it goes for an hour. And so we're going to need to cover about an hour. We've done an hour in 2 days, but tomorrow we're going to have to get through an hour in one live stream. We can do it. It's just I got to stop running my mouth. But we had a good time. I hope people had a good time. I want to thank everyone for tuning on in to this live stream. Again, I've been really thinking about what I can do to make sure, because there have been people who've been complaining about this. And part of it is that they're newer, and but they don't know the history of how my YouTube page has evolved, even the chat room, how the chat rooms have evolved. I have a very specific type of layout that I kind of run for each show. We get blowed off too, but that's part of it. I'm not here just to simply watch Umar videos. Okay, that's I wouldn't do, even if I had the time to do something like that, I wouldn't do it without you guys here. We get here, we have a good time. I like to bring up other stuff, prove points, bring up other receipts to prove the point and to show his contradiction, this type of thing. If you're interested in just watching these Umar Johnson videos straight through, you go have at it. That's not what we do here. It's never been what we do here, and we won't ever do that. And there's no way. This would be a waste of my time. I'm not here to sit and watch Umar Johnson videos straight through. Okay, I'm here to engage with the Cookie Crush chat, and that's what it is. But I have been thinking of ways where I can kind of appease other people, but maybe at this point I shouldn't be worried about that. I think Black Wolf said that earlier. In any event, tomorrow we'll get in and we'll get right on into the video quicker, and we'll do our best quickly, and then we'll do our best to get through that the rest of the hour. And I think we can do it. It's just I got to be not pull up as much stuff, but that's how we run the show. I always pull up stuff to get into other things. I want to thank everyone who sent in super chats during, and there's a couple of more I didn't get to. Let me just get to these real quick. Miss Conference says, what would be the purpose for bidding $3 million to wipe out the debt if the debt was only $2 million? So what? He was just going to give them $1 million, I guess. It doesn't even make any sense, does it? I mean, even if you look at it at a financial standpoint, what Umar is explaining, because he says he puts in a $3 million bid, but then they only want 10, whatever he said, 10% or whatever he said. That's not how that bid worked. The bare minimum that you have to put in just to participate is $2.5 million. But Umar said he put in a $3 million bid. It doesn't even make any sense. And if they wanted $2 million or whatever it was, why would they ask for you to put in a $3 million bid? I mean, Umar was literally making that up. I think that's the same video where he says that they were going to turn all this into a city. And they're going to have their own police force and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, that was the same video. I just didn't get to that part. It's just he's so out there. But again, he gets to running his mouth and he starts spinning these false narratives. And like the woman has said, she had been in a relationship with a narcissist. I should read what she said. She had been in a relationship with a narcissist. I think she said for 14 years or something like that. and recognized it in Umar right away. And I'm sure she would if she had been dealing with one for that long. And part of what she was explaining was how they live in an alternate reality and they say things and they expect everyone just to comply. Like that's the reality, when in point of fact, it's not. I mean, it was a really fascinating comment. Matter of fact, let me see it, because it was earlier today. Let me see if I can find, here it is right here. I was married to a bona fide narcissist for 20 years. Wow. I believe Umar Johnson is the same. What I know about them is that they exist in an alternate universe. If they say something if they say something aloud, they believe it's true. Just like Umar says that he put in a $3 million bid. And they believe that you believe it too. That's the crazy part. But isn't that Umar? Like, for instance, my ex would promise me all kinds of things, wouldn't do any of it. Sound familiar? But later say, like that I did A, B, and C. And then me, meaning the woman, would say, what are you talking about? You never did A, B, and C. Sounds like Umar, don't it? Because he always saying stuff like he completed this school is there's never been a school like this. There is no school. He would argue about it. Yes, I did. And then me, I would say, no, you didn't. You only said you were going to do it. That's Umar. You didn't actually do it. That's Umar. It's the same with Umar Johnson, because he said he was going to open a school. He wants to go us to go along with him in his illusion, even though it doesn't exist for real, simply because he said it. I know this is ridiculous. The ridiculousness so well. I know this ridiculousness so well that I'm exhausted just listening to it. Yeah, it's got to be difficult hearing someone like Umar. What she said here it really struck me. Like, yeah, they really believe what they say, and they expect everyone else to believe it too, simply because they say it. And this is an example right here. It doesn't even make sense financially. Why would you, if the $2 million, or the debt was only $2 million, they want you to pay $3 million? Okay. And he didn't have the money anyway. But Umar, anyway. All right. Thanks, Mr. Controversy. That's a good point. Black Wolf's gifted another membership. Thank you so much, Black Wolf. I appreciate that. I only have two more here. She So Way says, I was 15 or 16 when he said he was opening schools. Yeah. And most of the people, children who were around back then, they're grown adults now. You think about it. In 2010, he said the school was going to open in 2013. That's 15 years ago right there. If a child, yeah, most of the children who were in school back then, they've already graduated high school, 15 years. In fact, no, it could be argued that they've all, right? Yeah, it could be argued all of them graduated already. Just another sad part about this, the tragedy, a lot of those in the early days, a lot of those people, the parents that donated, they donated because they wanted their children to go to FDMG. But here we are since 2010, when Umar said the school was going to open September 11, 2013, here we are 15 years later, and there is no school except in Umar's delusional narcissistic mind that he expects everyone to believe in. There is no school. So all of those kids, after 15 years, they're grown adults by now. I'm talking about kids that would have qualified to actually go to this school. They're grown adults. Yeah. Because if you're 12 years, then 3, you got kindergarten, you got preschool, whatever. You add all that up, it's less than 15 years. So yeah, all the kids. And he's still asking for money, talking about the school gonna open next month. Okay. BDMF, blowing donation money fast. That's a subsidiary of FDMG, is BDMF. Thank you, James. Shout out to James too. I really appreciate you. I listen, y'all. I love y'all. Like I said, my wife, she told me, because when I don't live stream, she can tell. It's like, she's like, you need to live. I said, why? She said, no, because you need to enjoy. And I'm getting older too, and it's true. I need to enjoy things more, and I do. I enjoy hanging out with you guys, and I don't take it for granted at all. So anytime as long as you guys show up, I'm going to be here. Until I can't. And that could happen at any point at my age. I'm about to be 50. My birthday coming up. Even when I pass away, I might, as a ghost, I might come on here and lose. Okay, I'm just playing. I'm so macabre. I really am. I shouldn't even be talking like that. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all. Okay. Alls for Aliyah says, if you want the best education, we all should study and dissect Umar ibn Abdullah Shabazz. I know Shabazz. Don't do that. Umar Ibn Abdullah Shabazz Johnson. He is good for our economy. No, he ain't got no Shabazz. It's Umar Rashad Ibn Abdullah Shabazz Johnson. It fits, though, don't it? It fits. I shouldn't do that. Okay. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. User 225 says, Google it. Black credit unions exist. He lying. Yeah. But Umar, the whole idea is if Umar took out a loan with anything, whether it's a credit union or if it was a bank, what have you, there would have to be transparency, and that's what he doesn't want. And he doesn't have a business plan. You can't just go in the bank and say, listen, I want a loan. It just don't work that way. You have to have your paperwork in order. You have to have receipts. Okay, you have to have a business plan. If in particular, going to, this should be a business, right? It's a school. Umar doesn't have any of that. After all these years, he still doesn't have a business plan. He doesn't even have a curriculum. You also have to have a team, so that there's accountability there, and the banks are going to look for that too. But Umar, that's the main reason why he would never go that route. But also, it functions as a comfortable excuse for why things haven't progressed, because he's waiting on these lazy black people to give him all the money, and he's talk like that. Now, remember the good twin, bad twin? He said, I'm waiting on y'all to give me the money. Y'all taking too long. See, that's Umar. Thank you, user 225. Okay, I hope I got to everyone. If I missed anyone, I apologize. Let me just go down to the bottom here. Ike said, what's up, Ike? Ike says he put in the bid before the auction, huh? And the truth is, he never put in the bid. Black Anonymous already covered all that. It's on the blog, on Black Anonymous blog. He never put in the bid because Black Anonymous contacted the people up the auction house people. Umar never put in the bid, but he told people that he did. I can pull up the receipt where he said he put in the bid. He says something to the effect that good news. It appears as if we may have won the auction or whatever. He never put in the bid. I can pull that up right now. This guy lies so much, it's incredible. I'm tempted to do so, but we got to get up out of here. Thanks, Ike, for super chat. Nimi says, why he's so far away? Okay, I got that one earlier. Blackwood says, this the vid that got, okay, yeah, I got that one there. Sorry to hear that, but there's plenty of people that got by Umar. Thankfully, more people are waking up, and the money is funny for him now, but that's what he get, con man. Yeah, I got this one earlier too. I got this one as well. This Unhinged Ninja was promoted by the Breakfast Club, by the way. This is our Black Saber, by the way. Yeah, I would say that, and Umar's admitted this, that the biggest platform that he's been on that really contributed to him getting money, he didn't say money, but really coming into, I don't even know if you want to call it fame, but more notoriety, it was the Breakfast Club. And they've had him on at least 4 times. Yeah, at least 4 times. And if you go back to the first time he was on there, he was making promises. And then you look at the next one, you realize that none of the promises that he made dealing with FDMG came into fruition. You look at the next time, I mean, and then he makes more promises there, and it just goes on and on and on. Meanwhile, there's still no school. Here we are in 2025. And he's afraid now to go back on there, because I would think that they would ask him some deeper questions. And particularly now that they got Jess Hilarious and the other young lady up on there. And that other young lady, she don't play. She does her research. She knows what she be talking about. She be having notes and everything. So Umar, he's scared to go up. But see, the damage has already been done. A lot of people, they found out about Umar because of the Breakfast Club. We had a caller earlier on today. We had a brother come on today that went up there and took video footage, and that's how he really learned of Umar, was through the Breakfast Club. See that? They should be ashamed of themselves. But again, I mean, they've had other con men on there too. They had Polite on there. They had Jay Morrison. This goes on and on. Cesar Pina. See? Thank you, RPG TV. Miranda says, I donated $50 to Bandos and bought the books. Okay, I didn't know that. Send me my coins back, Umar. Rat. Here we go with the rats. But seriously, I did. Yeah, so $50 and you bought the books. Yeah, there was a time where Umar kind of put those two things together, where it was, when people would come out, he would expect them to donate, but then also to purchase his books. Because if you go back to some of those early Umar videos, he only had 1 book at the time. He came up with the second book a little bit later on, but that was kind of like in tandem. He would make money off of the book sales, and then he would get money for people. I'm talking about when he would have speaking engagements, he would get money for people donating to FDMG. And here we are all these years later, and there's still no school. Again, $50. Again, there's people who's donated thousands of dollars. I'm sure there's people who've donated tens of thousands of dollars at this point over these many years. And again, it's not that the amount of money, it's not significant. But I think that the underlying issue is that so many people have been betrayed by Umar, and it just goes to show you where his mentality is, that he doesn't care. Did he ever update you on how much money he raised? I highly doubt that, because he tells people that if you're a donor, then I'll update you. Also, in the interview that he did with I can't remember his name right now. He contacted me. He was mad because I used his clip from the documentary. I told him, listen, this is fair use. Okay. And then he contacted my wife too. People don't understand boundaries. Mike Nice. In that interview, Umar was talking about how people, if memory serves me correctly, I would have to go back and see, because I could be mixing this up with another interview, but I have it in my notes. Umar was talking about if people send him a certain amount of money, then he would give them a certain amount of information about everything. But if you're only given a little bit of money, in his mind, whatever that's supposed to mean, you're not privy to that. Okay, who thinks like that? See, no appreciation, no respect for the donors. And I'm gonna say it again: when people bless you, because the Lord give, the Lord take it. If people are going to bless you, then you should be grateful and thankful. You should have the spirit of appreciation, and you should acknowledge that. But you don't deny people information simply because they only donated 100 versus 1,000. Maybe that's all they had. And the person with 1,000, maybe they had 5,000 to give, but they now say, this sounds like a scripture. I don't think about it. But you guys understand what I'm saying? But he don't care. Umar doesn't care. That's the one thing I don't get about Umar, because like I said, time is money and time is life. And therefore, money is life. It's hard to live if you ain't got no money. Trust me, I know. Or at least I knew. Okay, you see my point? So if people are willing to give their time, which is money, they give money, which is their time, and they give time, which is their life, and they give money, which is their life. It's just, an aspect of it. Wouldn't you appreciate their life? Umar doesn't. And yet there are people who still defend him and still support him and still send him money. All right. Thank you, Miranda, for the soup chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, Umar, and he don't even care. That's the craziest part. He don't care. Umar is the demon or vampire. Yeah, see, it's interesting how Umar was talking like that, but really he's talking about himself. He's projecting. See, he used to say the spiritual vampire, but he's the spiritual vampire. I've heard him talk about, these black men who out here, having sex with black. No, you're talking about black women. You're talking about yourself, Umar. That's Umar. And yeah, demon vampire. He's been predatory this whole time too. It's not just in 2025, from the jump. Listen, if you impregnated a young lady who's in her early 20s and you're in your 40s, so this is going back about a decade ago, you're a vampire and you're a demon. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. And it's not like he's taking care. He's not taking care of the kid, the baby. He ain't taking care of the young lady either. That's the pattern with Umar. And God bless you too, Seth. Okay, there's like 5 more. Let me do this real quick. This is black. Yeah, I got this one earlier. Yeah, there's nothing conscious about any of this stuff that Umar's talking about. All right. This is a slog. It's just conspiracy theories and ranting. It isn't even funny. And I said this yesterday when we first got into the video, that I can tell that Umar was in that mode of conspiracy theory. And then we get into this other section, this other quarter of it, and he just keeps going. It's escalating. So tomorrow we'll see where it goes. He may escalate it even further. But like I said, Umar, he normally in more recent years, he doesn't talk like this, but for some reason he really goes back in time and pulls all this stuff. He was talking about Skull and Bones and all this other stuff. He pulls it back out, and then he jumbles things together, and he ties in the mob with the conspiracy theory with the black athletes and how, R. Kelly, it was a distraction from this and the distraction. So it's just conspiracy theories compounded upon conspiracy theories, and he mixes it all up, and for whatever reason the host is cool with it. Thank you, RPG TV. And again, I know all that stuff. I used to study that stuff. I produced documentaries on that stuff too. I've been there. Thank you for the super chat. What's up, SH Places? Went down the conspiracy hole in my 20s, but realized it didn't pay the bills. Amen. I started in my late 20s, and I was in it for about a decade. One of the worst decisions I've made in my life. Still recovering from all of that stuff on different levels. One of the most worst decisions I made in my life. And I went so deep and and it wasn't just that. I got into the spirituality, metaphysics and stuff. And, you know, it just goes on and, you know, positive thinking. And I get it. Yeah. But if you just get wrapped up in all, it's just, you know, you're spinning your wheels. Listen, I've been there. I've been there big time. Right. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't go and investigate. That's not what I'm saying. Because I was one of the people, I used to do films and all kind of stuff. That's how I got started on YouTube. Right. But in my older age and with wisdom, I recognized that there was plenty of other paths that I could have taken that would have been much more beneficial to me and much more beneficial to my family. We live and we learn. Right. Yeah. We live and we learn. I've apologized to my wife many times about that. You know, some people, they get on crack, you know, they get alcohol. You know, some people, they get the men, they get into the porn stuff and the freaky deaky freak off stuff. Well, I got into the conspiracy theory thing, deep. Yeah. But thank the Lord, I've gotten beyond it, and life has gotten better, continues to get better, and I'm blessed, and I forgive myself. Yeah. Shout out to Ace Play. Thank you so much. Lene said, there's 4 more here. Lene says, Lenon, please keep your show how you want to. Yeah, I get it. I've always thought like that. There's 2 things that I kind of struggle with. And one is that I want people to enjoy, and I want to produce content. This is still number one. Part of number one, the thing I'm bringing up. I want to make sure that everyone can find a value, but it's difficult. You can't please everyone. And people complain about all kinds of things, you know. And like, I think it was Lewis Thug, it might have been Black Wolf earlier, they said, just, you know, don't even worry about that anymore. And it is true. I just got to let that go. You guys show up, we have a good time. I enjoy myself. So if people don't, then, hey, that's on them. They can go someplace else. Okay. It's just, I just think like that. And then the other thing, in terms of being on YouTube is just being, well, I forgot. There was another one I was going to bring up. I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, thank you so much, Lene. I appreciate you, sis. The other thing is there's always this desire. I've always, because that's the type of person I am. I want to help people and I want to promote people, and I used to do that a lot back in the day. But I just have to be very careful these days. And in my heart, that's what I want to do. You know, because there's a lot of newer people who are doing videos on Umar, but I had to learn some really tough lessons back in the day. Some of you guys were around back then, and just because it's in your heart to do something doesn't mean that it should be done. And it also doesn't mean that it should be done for everyone. It's just something I would like to do for everyone. But I've been burned on that, been harmed by that. And my family has been harmed by that too over the years too. So those are 2 of the things that I have to struggle with here on YouTube. But at the end of the day, what I've learned is that the focus is not on anybody else. The focus is, it's not even so much even on Umar, even though that's, you know, we mainly talk about him. The focus is on the audience, which is the Cookie Crush chat. And that's kind of like how I have to approach this in order to, you know, stay sane. Okay, that's why I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Lene. Miss Controversy says, what do you think about Umar liking trans claims? Now, listen, I don't have any proof of that. I don't have any proof of that. These allegations, and people have been talking about it. So I can't speak to that. I'm not going to put that on Umar. You know, is it possible? Yes. Lene has said some things that would lead me to conclude some things too. I'm sorry. I should laugh. Also, before Umar settled with Sister Mary Ann Laurent, we did have a discussion about some of the video footage that she has of Umar. And one thing in particular she showed me, I can't say I could legally, but out of respect for her, because I don't want her to be put into a legal bind, even though we talked about this in advance of her doing that settlement. Umar paid her $68,000. Based upon what we talked about, I'll just say this, Umar projects a lot. He does a whole lot of projection. He's been calling me gay since 2020. Listen, I'm one of the least gay people you ever gonna meet. The women be looking good. I don't know what y'all talk. Yeah, that's your thing. That's your thing. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it right there because I don't want to put nothing on Umar like that, because He has a lot of issues. I'll say that. He has a lot of issues. He got a gang of them. And that man jaw thing, I said, oh, okay. And then that whole thing with the Thumbelina thing. I'm going too far. I'm just gonna leave it right there, Mr. Cosby. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Cosby. Super chat. What's up, Yellow Man? Says meet and greet. Yeah, that's Umar. That's Umar. Okay. Thank you for shooting. Hope you're doing all right too. Good to see you. Let me do these last three real quick. Perry says Lenon said I'll be here until I'm full. Yeah, until I fall. No, real talk. It's gonna happen for all of us. Okay. All right. I'm at peace with that. All right, but for as long as I'm here, I'll be hanging out with y'all. It's all good. And I have to figure out what we're going to do once this Umar Johnson. I have a contingency plan, but the format is not this. In terms of getting together doing live streams, it's more production, offline production, and uploaded. But we'll have to figure out what we're going to do to transition because Umar, this ain't going to go for past a year and a half. It's not a year. It could be a year, and this is going to be over with. There's no way that Umar can continue this beyond a year and a half. So at some point, we'll have to kind of strategize and figure out what's the next thing going to be so we still get together for these live streams. Thank you, Perry, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Ginger Spice says, Lenon, do your shows like you want. Singing in my Stevie Wonder voice. Good Chats, love you always. Now ain't that loving you? All right, thank you so much. That's very kind. I appreciate that. I really do. It's just I've been thinking about it lately because there's been newer people who've been coming over and they're just not familiar with how we do things during these live streams. And they've had these really, negative things to say. Some of the stuff's been disrespectful. That's the one thing I'm not going to tolerate people sending me comments where they're being disrespectful. I think some people don't realize that they're being disrespectful, but you ain't going to talk to me any old kind of way. I don't give a fuck who you think you are. I just don't believe in that. At my age and, all the years I've been on YouTube, and everything that I've done on YouTube and all the content that I've produced, I believe that I'm deserving of some semblance of respect. So it's been a struggle because more people have been coming over, newer people, and they be talking crazy and talking reckless. No. Okay, you can run your mouth one time. I may even let you run your mouth 2 times, but after that, I'll just block and just move on. And then again, I'm always trying to think of what I can do in order to appease people, but yeah, you're right. I just do, and I'm successful here on YouTube. Okay, the numbers are great. The support has been great. So if it's working with what we have, it's just an issue of just being consistent, and not trying to appease everybody. And you can't please everybody. You can't. Okay, so thank you for these kind words. I appreciate it in Stevie Wonder verse, in Stevie Wonder voice. All right. And then the SH Play says, we don't care about finishing videos in one night. We just have a good time hanging out with the kickers. So yeah, you're right about that. It's people be in the chat room talking with each other and going. So I get that. But I'd like to finish this interview tomorrow so that because I got other stuff I want to get into. And I'm always, at this point, I'm trying to stay ahead of Umar because there's been times where he's been consistently uploading videos, and then it's hard for us to stay on top of everything. That we get way behind. Right now, he's in hiding, so that's why I want to get through everything so I can get all the way caught up. Okay, if that's possible. Okay. Thank you, SH Space. Thanks for the kind words too. You guys are so supportive. I appreciate y'all. And then Simply Complicated says, you have no idea of the impact you've made in the YouTube universe. Other content creators have mentioned you and your work recently. Yeah, a part of it is that there's more people, more critics of Umar. And as a consequence, there are people, and it's not just with my content. There's other people who have done Umar Johnson videos. So there's people who are newer on the scene. So they're looking at these other content creators who've been talking about Umar for a while. Some people have been talking, like me, been talking for a long time. And so there have been people I've been seeing that where they've even Sonetta recently mentioned my name too. There's more people that are looking at these older videos. I'm getting comments for videos from 2, 3, 4 years ago. So there's people who are just finding it. There's also people who are newer, who are doing videos on Umar. And this is the first time in all these years that I've covered Umar where I've seen this amount of people online talking about Umar and criticizing Umar. Never seen it to this degree ever. And so, yeah, there are people that they've referenced my work, their information, man. There's plenty of other people too. And that's great. That's really great. I encourage people to continue to do that work. In fact, let me give a shout out to Lady Luck Club and Information Man for the work that they've been doing. Also, there's a sister, she be cracking me up. Her name, it's called The Lounge. She be cracking me up. You the dunk. Okay. I'll be done in 2 minutes, baby. Thank you, Simply Complicated. I appreciate it. Okay, I've gotten to all of the super chats. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I want to thank the mods too for handling business during this live stream. If I missed anyone, I apologize. I tried to stay on top of them today. So the agenda is tomorrow. We'll get back together. We're going to do the second half of the most recent interview with Umar Johnson. And if we do it the right way, we should be able to get through the whole interview. It's about an hour long. And then that'll get us reset. Still got some other stuff I want to get into, something that Lene had suggested yesterday. I have that downloaded, and we'll get to that at some point too. If not Thursday, we'll do it next week. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. If you enjoyed the show and you haven't hit that like button, if you can take 2 seconds and hit it, I would really appreciate it, because it helps to get these videos out into the algorithms. And the more likes we get, the more engagement we get inside of the chat room. In fact, the more super chats we get, it actually kicks into the algorithm too. We have 886 likes so far. Let's see if we can get to 900. So we need 14 before we close out the show. Thanks to the mods too. Thanks to everyone who sent in super chats. We sent the cash apps or PayPal. Thank you so much for that. And super stickers. I appreciate all of y'all. And as we always do.
Let me see this. Let me stretch my back. I'm sitting straight up, you know, tall brother. Sometimes we got the lower back issues. Okay. The loosey goosey. You the loosey goosey. You
there you go. All right, shout out to the Cookie Crush chat. Thank you guys so much. Why did YouTube reject my comment? I just commented and they rejected my comment. Hey, YouTube, you all tripping. Shout out to the Cookie Crush chat.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming, FDMG, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's
okay,
it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. FDMG is coming, thought his personality be twerking, it's twerking.
That's crazy. Typhoid Tuesday. Boy, that's crazy right there. Look at him sitting up here. Well, it's goofy. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning on in. Shout out to Cook Crush chat. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, enjoy the rest of your evening. Love y'all. Take care. Peace.